Hare Krishna. Yeah. So we'll sing one more bhajan. Yeah. This is a very slow bhajan. Some of you already know it. I personally love this bhajan. Everybody can sing. Everybody should sing, right? Because I know everybody can sing. We all can sing. Okay. So how many of you know this bhajan? Lift your hand. Some of you already know, little bit. Okay. It's a very slow tune. It's about spiritual world. It's about spiritual world. What is happening in the spiritual world? What do you think is happening in the spiritual world? Huh? No traffic, right? No home loans, no job. What is everybody doing in the spiritual world? They are simply serving Radha and Krishna. That's what they're doing. So this bhajan is written by a great saint. His name is Narottam Das Thakur. And when these great saints, they can see the spiritual world. Like we can see this room right now. They can see the spiritual world. When they see the spiritual world, they capture it in their bhajans. And here it is being told what is there in the spiritual world, right? Vrindavana Ramya Sthana Dibya Chintamani Dhama Ratna Mandira Manohara Abhrita Kalindi Nire Raja Hamsa Kelikare Tahe Shobe Kanaka Kamala. What is the meaning of this? Beautiful Vrindavana is filled with Chintamani gems and many jewel palaces and temples. Many regal swans play in the waters of Yamuna, and in those waters a splendid golden lotus flower grows. Right? So have you seen a lotus flower here anywhere? We have seen, right? On some lakes, right? But have you seen a golden lotus flower? Never seen. But you will see it in Vrindavan. Golok Vrindavan, you will see. So someday when you get up, maybe you're dead or alive, I don't know. But when you go outside and you see a golden lotus flower, that means you've come to the right address. You've gone to spiritual world, right? So golden lotus flower. Next, Narottam Das Thakur is saying, Tara Madhya Hema Pita Ashta Dale Besitita. Dale means what? Dal, branches, right? Branches or leaves, like that. Ashta Dale Pradhana Naika. Petals, yeah. Tare Madhya Ratna Shane Boshi Ache Dui Jane Shama Sange Sundari Radhika. So here is being told, in the middle of that lotus is a golden place surrounded by 8 petals. On each of these 8 petals, the 8 principal gopis reside. And in the center, Lord Shamasundara and beautiful Srimati Radharani sit on a jewel throne. Right? So there is a big lotus. Inside, there is a golden throne. On that, Radha and Krishna are sitting. And around them are 8 petals. On 8 petals, 1, 1, 1, 1 Gopika are sitting. Right? O Rupa Labanya Rasi, Amiya Pariche Kasi, Hasya Parihasa Sambhashane, Naruttama Dasa Koe, Nitya Lila Sukhamoe, Sadai Spruhuk Mora Mane. So, what do you think when Radha and Krishna are sitting? What will they talk to each other? They'll fight like husband and wife? No, right? What do you think they'll do? What do 2 friends do? When you meet your friends, what do you do? Chit chat? Yes. And? Jokes? Hasya Parihasa Sambhasane. It's so beautifully told. What is God doing with his consort? Hasya Parihasa. No serious topics. So if anybody likes serious topics, you can remain here. Don't go to God. When spiritual world, everybody is only happy. Only jokes. No serious topic. No complaints, no serious topic. There everybody is happy. Vaikuntha means what? Kuntha. Why means anxiety. Kuntha means Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for coming. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Please. Yeah, Mataji, you can come here this side. Prabhuji can sit that side. It'll be easy. Yeah. So Hasya Parihasa Sambhashana. Right? So they are only doing jokes. Right? So Narottam Das Thakur is saying, that vision I want to keep in my mind always. The great beauty of the divine couple and their charming joking and laughter continually showers nectar everywhere. Narottama Dasa says, I pray that these blissful, eternal, transcendental pastimes of the divine couple may be always manifest in my heart. Right? So whatever Radha and Krishna are doing, Narottama Das Thakur is saying, I want to always remember what they're doing. See, once Krishna told, I want some mangoes. Now is the mango season, right? So the mangoes of Goloka Vrindavan, the specialty is there is no skin only. You can directly squeeze and eat. And no seed also is not there. Complete mango you can eat. You want that mango? Right? And it's always ripened, very sweet. Right? So Krishna was looking at the branch. He said, I want that mango. And Radharani is consort of Krishna. She wants to do something for Krishna. So I'll get that mango for you. But it's too high. And Krishna says, okay, do a thing. I'll go to that corner. I'll pull the branch down. Right? And you pull the mango. You hold the branch and pull the mango. Radharani says, Krishna is a cunning fellow. Right? Radharani believes him. What to do? This fellow goes, he pulls the branch down. And Radharani, I got the mango. She holds the branch, tries to pluck, immediately leaves the branch. Radharani goes up with the branch. And she falls down. And she's like, Krishna, what did you do? You made me hurt. And Krishna is laughing. Right? And this thing Narottam Das Thakur is saying. Right? Narottam Das Thakur is saying, says, I pray that these blissful, eternal, transcendental pastimes of the divine couple may be always manifest in my heart. Always he wants to remember these pastimes. Spiritual world means silly, small, simple pastimes, no complicated. Right? Now we'll sing this song. I want all of you to sing. I know all of you know how to sing. Right? Your favorite Hindi movie, Telugu movie, whatever that you sing, some song you might be singing. But everybody can sing this. It's a very slow tune. And please meditate on Radha and Krishna and desire that you want to go to them. Right? The desire is most important. Vrindavana Ramyasthana Divya Chintamani Dhama Ratana Mandira Manohara. Everybody. Vrindavana Ramyasthana Divya Chintamani Dhama Ratana Mandira. Vrindavana Ramyasthana Divya Chintamani Dhama Ratana Mandira Manohara. Vrindavana Ramyasthana Divya Chintamani Dhama Ratana Mandira Manohara. Abrata kalindi neere Raja Hamsa keli tare Tahe shobhe kanaka kamala. Abrata kalindi neere Raja Hamsa keli tare काहे शोभे कनक कमला। वृंदावन रम्य स्थान दिव्या चिंतामणि धाम रतना मंदिर मनोहरा। तारा मध्ये हेमा पीत अष्टाडाले बेसितीत अष्टाडाले प्रधान नायिका। तारा मध्ये हेमा पीता अष्टाडाले बेसितीत अष्टाडाले प्रधान नायिका। तारा मध्ये रत्नशाने बशियाचे दुई जाने श्यामा संगे सुंदरी राधिका। तारा मध्ये रत्नशाने बशियाचे दुई जाने श्यामा संगे सुंदरी राधिका। बशियाचे दुई जाने श्यामा संगे सुंदरी राधिका। वृंदावन रम्य स्थान दिव्या चिंतामणि धाम रतना मंदिर मनोहरा। रूपाला बन्या रासी आम्ही परिचय कासी हास्या परिहास संभाषणे। रूपाला बन्या रासी आम्ही परिचय कासी हास्या परिहास संभाषणे। नरोत्तम दास कोय नित्या लीला सुखामोय सदै स्पृहुक मोरा माने। नित्या लीला सुखामोय नरोत्तम दास कोय नित्या लीला सुखामोय सदै स्पृहुक मोरा माने। वृंदावन रम्य स्थान दिव्या चिंतामणि धाम रतना मंदिर मनोहरा। अभ्रता कालिंदी रे राजा हंसा खेली कारे ताहे शोभे कनक कमाला। वृंदावन रम्य स्थान दिव्या चिंतामणि धाम रतना मंदिर मनोहारा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। कृष्णा वृंदावन रम्य स्थान दिव्या चिंतामणि धाम रतना मंदिर मनोहारा। वृंदावन रम्य स्थान दिव्या चिंतामणि धाम रतना मंदिर मनोहारा। वृंदावन रम्य स्थान दिव्या चिंतामणि धाम रतना मंदिर मनोहारा। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि 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 बोल। Did you all like the bhajan? Yes. How many want to go to Vrindavan permanently? Sure. You'll not go to your houses now. From here directly you'll go. Are you sure about it? You didn't leave anything valuable in the house, right? Huh? Some mangoes are there. You brought them in Vrindavan. Okay. No, seriously, we should be ready for that. Are you ready to go back to Krishna? Yes. Today. What is today? 9th of April 2022. What is the time? Hari Bol. Sanjay Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Aage, Prabhu, aage. Wherever you're comfortable. Hare Krishna. Yes. Yeah, we all should be ready to go back to Krishna at any time. That's the whole goal of spiritual life. That we become ready to go back to Krishna. Right? Not that when Krishna comes and say, Ajne Krishna, maybe Monday. Right? Hare Krishna. So, So we'll sing some Ram Bhajan after the invocation prayers, right? And then we'll start today's class. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभाणुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। प्लीज रिपीट आफ्टर मी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रे। नमो महाबदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। नमो ब्राह्मण्याय देवाय गौ ब्राह्मणाहिताय च जगद्दिताय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमः ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वद्देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य Prabho Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Kum karoti vachalam pangum langayate yat kripatamam vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Shri Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Om Pavitro Pavitrova Sarvavastham Gatopi va Yat Smaret Pundarikaksha Sabhyabhyantaram Suche Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu. Hare Krishna. Thank you all, Prabhus and Matajis, for coming once again to our home. Today our home is looking like home. Hare Krishna. Priyanka Mataji, thank you for coming. Hare Krishna. Andarki na pranamalu. Nanna ashirvadinchina andaru peddavaru. So, it is explained, a well-decorated house is like a snake hole. You keep your hand inside, you get bit. Right? Until devotees come to your home, the house is nothing but a snake hole. In Kali Yuga, every building has many snake holes. You go and knock the door, you don't know what will happen. Right? But devotees' houses are the only houses where Krishna resides. Right? And today, definitely Krishna is here. Of course, Krishna, Radha Gopi Vallabha, the deities there, you must have seen, they are here. But today they're really here because all of you have come. Right? They are very happy. Otherwise, this phase, how long will they see? Right? They have to see some devotees also. Right? So they're very happy. I'm very, very grateful for the pain you have taken, for the initiative you have taken to come here. I'm sure you would have said no to somebody to say yes here. Right? So I'm very grateful to everybody who have done that. And today we'll discuss briefly about Ramakatha, Ramayana. Being a Krishna devotee or trying to be a Krishna devotee, it's not easy for me to speak about Ram. Because Krishna is very different in his nature and his activities as compared to Lord Ram. And Ram devotees are staunch Ram devotees. They'll never say Jai Shri Krishna. They'll say Jai Shri Ram only. Right? And Krishna devotees are Jai Shri Krishna only. They say Ram, but in that Ram also they'll look at Radha Raman. Right? They'll say, okay, Krishna is Krishna. So often an argument happens, two Krishna devotees are sitting, Ram devotees are sitting. And Krishna devotees say, your Ram is always in the palace. Our Ram is in Vrindavan. Nicely, in forest. So Ram Bhaktas think, what should we tell? Say, our Ram also went to Kishkinda forest. Right? He was also in the Kishkinda forest. He was nicely going around. He also liked Kishkinda forest. If you read Ramayana, the description of Kishkinda forest is as good as, Vrindavan, like that. Then Krishna Bhaktas say, your Ram was in Kishkinda forest, but he never ate the mud of Kishkinda forest. Our Krishna ate the mud of Vrindavan. Nicely ate. 2 times he ate. One when he was very young. Second time when he did Brahma Vimohan Lila. When he even became cows, he expanded himself into cows. He was eating grass. Along with the grass, some mud also came. So he ate that. So now Ram devotees are thinking what to tell. Right? There is a competition between Krishna devotees and Ram devotees. So Ram devotee, tells that your Krishna is very, great. He will attract all of you. He'll make you all his devotees. Then he'll leave you in Vrindavan and go to Mathura. You'll be in separation. But look at our Ram. Ram took even monkeys back to Godhead. Right? Then Krishna devotees are thinking what to answer. So this is a transcendental Leela. In the spiritual world, there is a planet called Ayodhya. There is a planet called Vaikuntha. Many planets called Vaikuntha planets. And in the center is Goloka. Right? So the same Krishna, he appears as Rama. The same Krishna, he appears as Krishna. The same Krishna, he appears as Balarama. The same Krishna, he appears as Buddha. The same Krishna appears as Narsinghadev. The same Krishna appears himself, not as an avatar, but as a devotee, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Right? So today we'll attempt to do some Ram Lila Katha. I don't know how much justice I'll do to it. But I want to request every one of you today, whatever you are going to listen from me, I'm going to repeat what I heard from my seniors. You are going to repeat to at least one person tomorrow, right? That little request I have, at least one, because if you do that, Lord Ram's blessing will be immensely coming to you. Tomorrow is Ram Navami. Today we are celebrating it. But whatever you hear today, it's not difficult to repeat. I'm not going to tell too many mantras, tantras. I'm going to tell simple story, right, from Ramayana, and all of you can repeat. Can you try doing that? Yeah, to your parents. Hare Krishna Mataji. Please come to the friend Mataji here. Yeah. Very well. Yeah. Did you all get the panakam? Yeah, everybody. How is it? I did not get it so far. So today's menu is mostly South Indian, right? On Ram Navami, whatever we make, some special dishes we try to make today. Yeah. Hare Krishna. So these beautiful deities of Shishi Radha. Sorry, again, see, there is a problem. Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman. Right? So we'll try to sing this bhajan. I'm not an expert in this bhajan, but we'll try to sing, right, for the pleasure of Sri Ram. Ramachandra Raghuveera, Ramachandra Ranadhira, Ramachandra Raghuveera, Ramachandra Ranadhira, Ramachandra Raghurama, Ramachandra Parandhama, Ramachandra Raghurama, Ramachandra Parandhama, Ramachandra Parandhama, Ramachandra Raghunatha, Ramachandra Jagannatha, Ramachandra Raghunatha, Ramachandra Jagannatha, Ramachandra Mama Bandhu, Ramachandra Daya Sindhu, Ramachandra Mama Bandhu, Ramachandra Daya Sindhu, Ramachandra Raghuveera, Ramachandra Ranadhira, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Ram Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Ramachandra Mama Bandhu, Ramachandra Jaya Sindhu. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. बोलो जय जय श्री राम की जय, सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की, राम नवमी सेलिब्रेशंस की जय, गौर हरि प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल. So Lord Sri Krishna, while he was living in Vrindavan, at the age of 5, 4, he would do suddenly, drama of Ram. In the night, when his mother would tell him the story of Ram, suddenly he'll get up and say, "Where is Ravan? I want to kill him." Right? And then his mother would say, "Kana, this is just a story. It's about Ram." But he would suddenly become emotional. "Where is Ram? Where is Sita?" Like that. So nobody could understand that he was himself Sri Ram. Right? So God is one, but he appears in different forms to attract all of us. Right? As Maryada Purushottam Sri Ram, when he appears, he has some very special qualities. So there is this conversation between Narad Muni and Valmiki. Narad Muni came and he was speaking to Valmiki, and Valmiki asked some questions to Narad Muni. He said, "I want to know if that perfect person exists." Right? What perfect person? Let us try to understand these questions. Please try to. Can you all read till the back? Can you read it? Yeah, is it sharp enough? Okay. So let's repeat few verses from Valmiki Ramayana. Right? Today is a very auspicious day, so we will repeat these verses. Though we may not be able to spell it correctly, but we'll attempt. Right? Kahanu asmin Sampratam loke gunavan kah cha viryavan. Can you all repeat? Kahano asmin sampratam loke gunavan kah cha viryavan. Dharmagnya cha kritagnya cha satyavakyo drida vrata. Kritagnya cha satyavakyo drida vrata. He's saying, who is really, who really is that person in this present world who is principled and also a potential one, a conscientious one, a redeemer, and also a truth teller and self-determined in his deed. So he's asking Narad Muni, is there anybody like that who is always telling truth, who is always, conscious, is completely in the present world, right? He's principled. Is there anybody like that? So the demand doesn't go stop there. He asks further. Let's try to repeat this verse also. Charitrena cha ko yukta sarvabhuteshu ko hita. Vidwan kah kah smaratha cha kah cha eka priya darshana. So he's asking, who is he conduct wise filled with good conduct, completely good conduct? Who in respect to all beings is respectful, who is adept and also a blessed one, also uniquely good to look to. He's very, very, very beautiful to look to. Who is conducting himself really well. So he's asking that question. Next. Atmavan ko jita krodho dyutiman kah anasyu yakta. Atmavan ko jita krodho dyutiman kah anushu yakah. Kasya vibhatti kasya vibhattiyai deva cha jata roshasya samyuge. Lord Shriram, forgive me for all mistakes. Yeah. So who is that courageous one who controlled his anger, who is brilliant, non-jealous, and even whom do the gods fear when provoked to war? Right? Even gods will be scared when he starts his war. Right? Who is that person? Does that person exist? Right? So if this question is asked today in this world, anybody who comes to your notice, anybody who qualifies all these qualities that Valmiki is looking at? Any people might talk about some movie star. Right? The Pushpa, something like that. I don't know what comes to people's mind, but people are there's nobody like this today, right? And there will never be anybody like that today who is completely respectful in all situations. Maryada Purushottama Sri Ram. He never loses the opportunity of respecting others. He respected even Ravan. On the day of killing him, also he respected him. Right? He gave him that much respect, and then he shot the arrows. Right? For this, Narad Muni gives the answer. Let's repeat after me. Ikshvaku Vamsha Prabhavo Ramo Nama Janai Shruta. Nityata Atma Mahaviryo Dutiman Vasi. Yeah, please repeat after me. One emerged from Ikshvaku dynasty and known to the people as Rama by his name. He is conscientious, highly valorous, resplendent, steadfast, and a controller of vice and vile, and his own senses as well. So he's the controller of his senses. Mati, you can come in the front. Yeah, so he can control his own senses. Most importantly, right? It's not great how much you control people. It's great when you want to control your own mind and your own senses. So that is the greatness of Lord Rama, right? So we read some part of the introduction of Valmiki Ramayana. Does anyone know how many Ramayans are there? There is Valmiki Ramayana, there is Tulsidas Ji's Ramayana, and Tulsidas Ji refers that he's keeping his Tulsidas Ramayana basis based on Valmiki Ramayana and also several other Puranas. So there is a little bit of mention of Ramayana in many Puranas, not only in Ramayana as a scripture itself, right? In Srimad Bhagavatam also in 9th canto, 2 chapters are dedicated to Ramayana. But what can you explain about Lord Rama in 2 chapters? Entire Srimad Bhagavatam is 18,000 verses. Ramayana itself is 24,000 verses, right? 24,000 verses given to us, right? Lord Shiva, yeah. So Lord Shiva tries to find out where is that original text of Ramayana, where is that Sampurna Ramayana. So then he finds out that in Brahmaloka there is a full Ramayana available, full Ramayana set. How many want the full Ramayana set from Brahmaloka? Anybody here? Nobody wants? Sure? If you don't want, you are in trouble. If you want, you are in trouble also. Right? Why you are in trouble if you don't want? Then you can never go back to Rama. Never can see Rama unless you read Ramayana. But what is the problem saying I want that Ramayana set? Because that Ramayana set in Brahmaloka has 100 crore verses. 100 crore verses. So do we need, how big house do we need to keep that Ramayana? Right? So Lord Shiva finds it out. Lord Shiva gets that 100 crore verses and Parvati is so happy. Oh my Lord, we got the final full set of Ramayana. Right? Now let us read it. Now you have to read and I have to listen. Let's start the Ramayana Lila. How good it will be, right? Husband and wife are reading Ramayana in the house. Right? Otherwise, some other Ramayana will be going on. or more Mahabharata will be going on. Right? So here Lord Shiva is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. There is a Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Please come. Mataji's come in the front. So it will be easy for Prabhuji to sit. Yeah. You can come closer also. I think by the time everybody comes, we'll fill the whole place. Prabhuji, come in the front of the room. Yeah. On the right side, there is darshan of Shri Radha Gopi Vallabha. Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Please try to fit in. This place is tested for 150 people, so don't worry. 150 capacity testing is already done. So here, Lord Shiva, so who is Lord Shiva? In Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a beautiful verse. Yeah, please repeat after me. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 12th canto, 13th chapter, 16th verse. I also need one. So far, I did not get the panakam. I don't know why. Nobody is giving me one glass of panakam. Only on Ram Navami we get that. I don't want to miss it. Okay. So please repeat after me. 12th canto, 13th chapter, 16th verse. Nimna ganam yatha ganga devanam achyuto yatha Vaishnavanam yatha shambho Purananam idam tatha. Right? What is the meaning of this? Repeat after me. Just as the Ganga is the greatest of all rivers, Lord Achyuta, the supreme among deities, and Lord Shambhu, deities. Yeah, sorry, you should stop there. Lord Achyuta, the supreme among deities, and Lord Shambhu, Shiva, the greatest of the Vaishnavas. So Srimad Bhagavatam is the greatest of all Puranas. Right? There are 18 Puranas and 18 Upapuranas. There are Tamil Puranas. So many Puranas. And among all of them, Hare Krishna, among all of them, Bhagavatam is the greatest Purana. And among all the rivers, what is the greatest river? Mataji, please come in the front. Yeah. Yeah. That way you can sit closer also. That's the reason I'm asking. Yeah. Right? Am I disturbing the screen? Yeah, I think a little here and there. Yeah. Right? So, So among Gangas, Ganga is among all the rivers, Ganga is the greatest, Bhagavatam is saying. And among all the deities, Achyuta, Krishna is the greatest. Right? Boom, it fell down. Okay. You can keep that little thing under, yeah, slipped, I think. No, you have to keep it on that. Yeah. I think it's okay. Yeah. And among all the Vaishnavas, who is the greatest? Lord Shiva. Vaishnava, repeat after me. Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. Right? And among all the Puranas, Srimad Bhagavatam is the greatest. It is called Amala Purana. Right? You all have Bhagavatam sets in your home. You have the greatest scripture ever. Right? Now, why is it called that Lord Shiva is the greatest Vaishnava? What is the quality of a Vaishnava? Right? Vaishnava means somebody who is always serving the Supreme Lord and always making everybody serve the Supreme Lord. He's always giving. You go and give Vaishnava something, he'll immediately give it to everybody. He'll never keep it for himself. That is his nature. Because he thinks that everything belongs to the Supreme Lord. Ishavasyam idam sarvam. Right? Everything is coming from the Supreme Lord. I am giving it to everybody. So now there is a problem. What is the problem? Lord Shiva got Ramayana. Is that a problem? For Parvati Ma, that is a problem. Because this person will not keep it with himself. What will he do? He'll start distributing. Right? She's like, we got the Ramayana. Now let us read. And Lord Shiva immediately starts thinking. Right? Paropakara idam shariram. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. That is the quality of Lord Shiva. Paropakaram idam shariram. My body is to do service. Right? So immediately he remembers, I have 100 crore verses. What will I do with 100 crore verses? What can I do with 100 crore verses of Ramayana? I will distribute it among 3 worlds. Upper planetary systems, middle planetary systems, lower planetary systems. Total 14 planetary systems are there. Right? We are in between. Bhuloka. Upar is Maharloka. Below is, don't need to tell. We don't want to go there. Right? So immediately what he did, he distributed 33 crore to the upper planetary system, 33 crore to the middle planetary system, 33 crore to the lower planetary system. So how much is left with Lord Shiva? Very good at maths. 1 crore verses are left. Now Parvati Ma is saying, Kabito, matlab, with great difficulty. Already you keep me in hills. We don't even have a house. Now we got with great difficulty something nice to relish. Lord Rama's pastimes. That also you're giving to everybody. 1 crore we got now. Now, whatever you did is did. Okay, now no more. But what is the problem? Please repeat after me. Paropakaram idam shariram. What will I do with 1 crore verses? He's thinking. What will I do with 1 crore verses? So many people are suffering. Everybody needs to recite Ramayana. If I only recite Ramayana, what will happen to everybody? I will give 33 lakh, 33 lakh, 33 lakh. Khatam. So what is left? 1 lakh. 1 lakh is left. Now Parvati Ma is enough. Now this 1 lakh we are going to keep. You are not going to do any more distribution. 1 lakh is ours. Because 1 lakh we can read. Nicely we can read. Right? But there is a problem. What is the problem? Paropakaram idam shariram. Again, he's thinking, what will I do with 1 lakh verses? Ram's Leela, how can I keep it myself? So many people are suffering. I have to give this to others. So how much did he give? 33,000, 33,000, 33,000. How much is left? 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. Parvati is like, enough is enough. Now this if you distribute, I'm not going to agree. Right? This we will read. You read, I will hear. You read, I will hear. But what is the problem? Paropakaram idam shari. He gave away 333, 333, 333. How can I see these people suffering? I want to give Lord Ram's name. He gave 333, 333. What is left? 1 verse. That 1 verse. Now Parvati is like, Evandi, chalu. At least this one will read together. Husband and wife will read together. But there is a problem. Paropakaram idam shariram. Now this 1 verse is written in a meter. Every verse is a meter. meaning a singing meter. So this meter has been written in such a way that it has 32 words. So Lord Shiva got an idea. 32 words, what am I going to do with myself? 10, 10, 10. Let me give 10, 10, 10. How much are left? 2. And these 2 words are Rama. 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 He said, what need is there of 100 crore verses? Now I will constantly chant this holy name. Because it has everything. When we chant Rama with devotion, it has everything that Ramayana has to give. The person who reads Ramayana just reads Rama. Hanumanji doesn't read the entire Ramayana. He just says Rama. Shabari was sitting and saying what? Right? Everybody is just saying Rama, 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 Rama. It is explained that the person who has no attraction to anything in his senses, any of the senses, meaning he doesn't like to smell anything, he doesn't like to eat anything, he doesn't like to touch anything, he doesn't like to see anything, he doesn't like to love anything, falls in love with Rama. Because Rama is so attractive. It is impossible that you cannot love Rama. It is impossible. Everybody falls in love with Rama. That is the greatness of Rama. Right? Just the way he walks, the way he talks, the way he speaks, the way he cares, the way he was so beautiful that the sannyasis in the forest when he was walking, they looked at him and they fell in love with him. Sannyasis are not supposed to fall in love. That's why they're sannyasis. They're like, they should be renounced, they should not have any attraction. But the sannyasi who is supposed to go back to Vaikuntha is telling himself, okay, one more life with Krishna, with this person. I want to hug. I'm a sannyasi, I can't hug him now. Right? But I want to hug him. I want to serve him. And all those sannyasis came back as gopis when Krishna appeared. All of them came back as gopis. And Krishna married all of them. Right? So the same Ram who attracts everybody is attracted to one person. Who is that? Sita. Right? Sita. So Ram and Sita. Ram is walking with this dhanush like this, right? He holds the dhanush and walks. All the time during the whole exile, Ram is walking with dhanush, Sita is looking at him. How handsome he looks like. Just imagine how many people will be envious of Sita. Right? What a husband. Right? Whole world is fallen in love and this person is walking with the dhanush. All the time is walking with the dhanush. Anywhere he goes, dhanush is there. Right? And finally, when after Surpanaka incident happened, first batch of warriors, Ravana's brothers, they come. 14,000 of them come to attack Lord Ram. And at that time, as all of them come and Sita looks at Ram and says, ये उसको use भी करते हो सिर्फ दिखाने के लिए? Do you use it also or you just want to show off that I have this dhanush? Then Ram is like, Sita, this is too much. Immediately calls Lakshman and says, Lakshman, come here, you take Sita and stand in that cave. Lakshman says, Bhaiya, when I am there, why are you supposed to fight? I am there. He says, this is a different issue here. It's not about you being there. Hare Krishna. Mati aage aiye, thoda Mati ji log is taraf aiye. So Prabhuji can sit that side. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Aiye. Please come. आज थोड़ा adjust करना पड़ेगा. Prabhuji can go a little back, so Mati ji can come in between there. Yeah. Sorry about the. Slowly the hall will expand. Right? So Sita Ma is looking at Ram and Ram says, okay, this time I'll settle the score. Right? And Ram takes the dhanush and he goes in front of those 14,000 Rakshasas. All of them are brothers of Ravan. Ravan has many, many brothers. And it is explained when Ram was killing those 14,000 Rakshasas, they could only see Ram, his dhanush in one hand. That's all they could see. And just imagine, Ram is holding the dhanush, he's going like this. He's going like this. Everybody is dying. How come everybody is dying just looking at the dhanush? Can anybody tell? The other hand was going so fast, picking the arrow, and it was literally going in a circle. They could not even see how is he hitting, what is he hitting. Right? Rakshasas are like, ये धनुष दिखा रहा है, he is showing the dhanush. Then suddenly one arrow comes and is dead. Right? And this news went to Ravan. When Surpanaka first time she goes to Ravan, she tells this news that, my nose is cut, my ears are cut, I am so badly, done. Your sister, do something. Ravana looks at her like, you were looking ugly then also, now also. What is the big deal? It is not that affected with Surpanaka's injuries. Then she says, that person, he killed our brothers. I took our brothers to that place. And he killed all of your brothers, all the 14,000 brothers whom you have put in the forest. All the 14,000 brothers have been killed. Then Ravan is shocked. Immediately gets a report how he killed. They say that they could not even see one arm. He was just showing his dhanush, and all the 14,000 people died. Then Ravan is like, my God, I don't want to take panga with this fellow. Right? That's okay, Surpanaka, you can go. It will grow. Your nose will grow back or whatever it told. Just go. We are not going to take, any problem. Then Surpanaka went. Then she understood, this Ravan is not, my brother is not getting motivation to take the revenge. I should say something more. Right? I should do something more. Then she goes and tells the most attracting thing to Ravan. What is it he says? Sita. She says, you don't know how attractive Sita is. You don't know. And that Sita is being taken care by one forest fellow called Ram. Actually, when I looked at Sita, I remembered you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Mataji, please come this side. A little, try to adjust that side. Yeah. So she's like, Ravan, actually I went there not to get Ram. So she lies. Right? She went there because she was attracted to Ram. She lies saying that I am attracted to Sita because Sita is so attractive, and I felt such a great Sita should be your consort. And that is the reason I went to Ram. And then Ravan starts thinking, really? She's so attractive? Then she says, when I wanted to get that Sita, Ram came in between and see what has happened to me because I was trying to serve you. Then the lust inside Ravan grows. Kama esha krodha esha rajoguna samudbhava. Bhagavad Gita says that lust is that very dangerous enemy that can kill anybody. Then he loses intelligence. And then we know what all he did. Now it's all about him trying to get Sita, to enjoy Sita. Right? So anybody trying to enjoy Sita is equal to Ravan. Anybody attracted to Lakshmi without Narayan is equal to Ravan. Anybody attracted to Radha without Krishna is Ravan. Right? So whenever we pray to Lakshmi Devi, don't pray to Lakshmi Devi. Pray to Narayan. That mentality should go away. That I'll use Lakshmi Devi for something, I'll use Narayan for something. I'll use Sita for something, I'll use Ram for something. Even when we chant the mantra Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, it actually means there is Hare, Sita, there is Rama, we'll unite. Our job is just like Hanumanji. Hanumanji, what did he do? He united Rama and Sita. In the same bhakti, what do? We unite Radha and Krishna, we unite Rama and Sita. Now today we are going to discuss two lessons, right? Actually, Ramayana has so many lessons that we don't know how much time it will take. But today, in the interest of time, we'll try to attempt to discuss two lessons. One of the lessons is don't judge without understanding. Don't judge without understanding. How many of us judge without understanding? Lift your hand. Right? Many of us do that mistake. Very sincere devotees are here today. Anuradha, do you judge without understanding? See, no. So we all do that mistake. And this meaning we judge people without giving an attempt, without taking the pain to understand why they did what they did. Right? So one of the stories is about Sugriva and Vali. This happens, before Lord Ram met Sugriva. So Sugriva and Vali were very nice brothers to a king called Vriksharaj, right? So they were such nice brothers that Vali and Sugriva, Sugriva used to really respect his elder brother, and the elder brother was coronated as a king of Kishkinda forest, right? And there was no envy that Sugriva carried. He always felt that the right person to rule the kingdom is Vali. In fact, Vali was so strong that it is explained when Ravan attacked him once, he just tied him with his poonch tail, and he roamed around the planet 2-3 times, and Ravan was helpless. You can imagine, right? How powerful was Vali. And Vali had a wife called Tara and a son called Angad, right? Now the problem started. There was a demon, his name is Mayavi. The demon attacked, right? The demon attacked the kingdom of Kishkinda. At that time, Vali told Sugriv, you stay back. I will go and take care of the demon. Somebody has to take care of the kingdom. He seems to be very, very... Now this demon, Mayavi, is actually a brother of another demon. I forgot the demon's name. And that demon was killed by Vali. When the demon prior attacked, Vali threw him like a ball, a tennis ball. He just threw him like that. And he fell into Pampa Sarovar, where one great Muni, he was performing some sacrificial tapasya. And when his body came and fell there, all the blood, mucus, bones, everything fell across. And then he cursed Vali that if anybody who has thrown this will enter this place, he'll immediately die. He cursed, not knowing who it was. So it was Vali. So Vali would go to any place except Pampa Sarovar. How many have you gone to Hampi? Pampa Sarovar you have gone? You should go Pampa Sarovar. It's a very beautiful lake. We went there. We took a dip there also. You should go there. So the war happened, and the war was happening between Vali and this demon. Yeah, his brother's name is Dundubi. So that was the demon who was killed and thrown into Pampa Sarovar. So the war was so voracious that at one point they went into a cave, and inside the cave the war is happening. Now 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 days, 1 month war is happening, and literally they are smashing each other. So much sound is coming, and Sugriv is standing outside. Is wondering should I go inside or should I stay outside? But at once, huge splash of blood came outside the cave like that, and a huge voice of Vali came. And immediately Sugriv felt that I think my brother is killed, because the blood and the voice came at the same time. And he was totally perplexed. I think my brother is killed. Immediately, the only thing he would think of is if this demon comes out, the Mayavi, if he comes out of the cave, then nobody can stop him. He'll kill us also, all our families also. So better I do one thing. What to do? Cover the cave, right? So he brought a huge rock, which is humanly impossible to move. And a lot of people together put the effort to perfectly fit that rock into the cave so that it cannot be removed. It's as good as, plastered. You cannot come out of that cave. Like that he kept it. And then immediately he was crying, weeping that he lost his brother. He went back and he told his wife, his brother's wife, Tara, that, your husband is gone. And Angad started crying. Angad was very young that time. And the priest told, Sugriv, that I think Angad cannot be coronated as king now. The king's son becomes king, but Angad is too young. So we cannot coronate him as king. You better take up the kingdom. And Shastra explains that in those days, which may not apply in Kali Yuga now, that if one brother passes away, the other brother can take care of his wife also, wife and children. It's his responsibility to take care of his wife and children and all others in the kingdom. So that's what Sugriv did. He went ahead and started taking care of them. But there was a problem. Unfortunately, basically Sugriva assumed that Bali is dead, right? That was one of the assumptions, right? So which went wrong. Bali actually was alive. Bali came out of the cave. He saw, first thing that Bali saw is as soon as he saw the cave, it was completely closed. And it is impossible for nature to close the cave like that. It's not like a wind came and it came and got closed. No, Bali understood. It is closed with a purpose. Somebody closed this thing, right? And immediately got a suspicion that the whole thing is a conspiracy. This demon came and I went into the cave. I was made to fight, almost killed myself, but still I came out. And then the cave is closed now. It's a conspiracy. Somebody planned it, right? So with that impression, when he came outside, right, what did he see? He saw Sugriva sitting as king. As soon as he saw Sugriva sitting as king and his wife also around the palace there, immediately, like he announced, I told you already, Angad was too young. Immediately he got so angry that he did not want to discuss. It's enough is enough. I got the idea. This fellow wanted to always enjoy the kingdom and also my wife and also my family. So I'm going to kill this person. And Vali was not an ordinary person. He was so strong that Sugriva wanted to tell that, actually wait. But looking at his eyes filled with anger, Sugriva immediately got up and started running. And as soon as, because Sugriva felt, now I cannot talk to him, let me talk to him later. But what did the running give a news to, what did Bali feel looking at Sugriva running? He has done it, right? The mere action of him trying to run away sent a wrong signal that actually he wanted to kill me and enjoy my kingdom, my family. So that's a mistake, right? Returned to the kingdom to see his brother on the throne, he raged. The biggest mistake it is, he raged, right? He became very, very angry with that. And looking at Bali's anger, Sugriva immediately ran to save his life. So 3 mistakes happened. If you see, I just kept it in red. One is Sugriva assumed that Bali is dead and he covered the cave. But even though it is right, it is the right thing to do. How many of you feel it's the right thing to do? It's the right thing to do, right? But it turned out to be completely negative. A lot of times in life, if we also introspect, we do things thinking that it is right. And actually it is right only to do. But your destiny will completely swap the case and you will be kept as like a victim or something you've done wrong. Has it happened to anybody in your life? Yeah. You wanted to do something right. You did it right also. And there is every reason you did it right. But ultimately what came out is you did wrong. And you don't even know how to justify it. Right? So that is life for us, right? And Wali also did that same mistake. He did not give a chance for his brother to speak. Right? So don't judge without understanding, right? That was the whole idea. So what is inference? Do you know the dictionary word of the meaning inference? It means a conclusion reached on the basis of evidence and reasoning. I have an inference, right? My inference is he's bad. My inference is she is bad, right? Daughter-in-law is thinking, mother-in-law is bad. Mother-in-law is thinking, daughter-in-law is bad. Husband is thinking, wife is bad. Wife is thinking, husband is bad. So many people are thinking that so many people are bad. Subordinate is thinking, boss is bad. But it's appraisal time, so it's good. Right? Everybody is thinking something that somebody is bad. That's an inference. Based on what? Based on evidence and reasoning. So Sugriva and Bali, did they do proper observation? Professor Mataji, did they do proper? They did. Their observation was right. Loud voice of Bali and blood flowing out. His observation was right. There's nothing wrong with observation. Right? What was Bali's observation? Cave closed and Sugriva on the throne. Right? Cave is closed and this fellow is on the throne. And as soon as he went, he started running. So proper observation was there. Observation, there was nothing wrong. But what was the problem? Wrong conclusion. Bali is dead and he can save the kingdom by trapping the demon. That was his conclusion. Bali's conclusion was his brother has conspired to be the king and for that he wanted him dead. So the observation was right. Conclusion was wrong. It can happen. It can happen with all of us. Right? We should always remember this, that we are not greater than Sugriva or Bali. All of us can do that mistake. What we are seeing and what we are concluding can be wrong. It can be wrong. What is the inference? Bali is not ready to listen and he will kill me. There is no point in trying to explain. That is what this fellow concluded. Inference. Right? There is no point trying to explain him. And Sugriva is my enemy, so I will destroy him and take over his wife and family. That is his inference, and both of them inferred that they are enemies. Even before they actually sat down and understood, they understood that they are my enemies now. There is no question. So what did Sugriva do? Sugriva went to Pampa Sarovar and stayed there because that is the only place he can be secured. Bali will not come and attack in Pampa Sarovar. And Bali is waiting. When will this fellow come out? And I will kill him. And to make him more insulted, he even took over his wife, which was not needed. He could have sent his wife out. But he also wanted to give a message that, you wanted to enjoy my family, my wife, my kingdom by killing me. Now I'll do it and show it to you. Right? And he forcefully kept his wife, which is absolutely adharmic. Right? So in the first proper observation, we think we observed, but my vision is influenced and not unbiased. We should always know that. Right? When we are trying to see something, are we really wanting to see what it is, or are we wanting to see what we want to see? Right? What we want to see only we'll see. We'll not see things as it is. Right? So that's one of the wrong things that we do, that we have to self-introspect in our life. Actually, this lesson is so important in our life that even right after you go out of this place, immediately start seeing the things not from how you want to see, but what exactly is the truth. Right? Wrong conclusion. Our conclusions are most self-centered and favorable to our needs and egos, isn't it? Huh? My conclusion will always be sophisticated for myself. Have you ever concluded anything which gave pain to you? One conclusion in life? You concluded and that gave a lot of pain to you. No. We will always conclude in such a way that it will support my ego. That is what even Bali and Sugriva did. And inference. We are always eager to justify our actions, and our mind infers to such ideas. Immediately we start justifying. Justification means there is a problem. Right? Like like you said, you came late. Immediately I want to justify that I'm right by coming late. And your mind will immediately throw 10 ideas that I came late. Right? Or I did not earn something. Why you could not make a good deal? Why you could not finish some work? Immediately I'll start justifying. Justification is the game of a mind. Intelligence says accept it. Mind says don't accept. If you accept, there is a problem. Right? So here, you observed, you judged, and you condemned, but there is no confrontation. There is no discussion only. Had Bali taken 1 second, after going there, Sugriva, what happened? If you have asked that what happened, one question, the whole episode of Bali being killed would never happen. Right? He would not have done so many wrong things, but he never asked what happened. Immediately he attacked, because that is what he's a lusty person, and the only thing a lusty person can think is lust only. Right? He will only see faults in others, and seeing faults in others is a very natural thing. A materialistic person sees faults in others. A spiritual person sees fault in himself. That is the difference. Right? Are we progressing in spiritual life? Can be simply known how much we are thinking about ourselves, not about others. See, a spiritual person will sit down, he'll start thinking, when will I correct my chanting? When will I chant properly? How come I have no taste for chanting? Krishna, when will you give me that taste? How come, I'm still attracted to outside food? How come I'm still attracted to Maya's activities? How come I'm, still not attracted to Krishna? When will I become? He will always keep thinking like that. But a materialistic person, if he comes to satsang also, what will he think? I brought this curry. What did she bring? I'm doing this much for satsang. What are others doing? I came inside. Prabhuji told Halibol to them, not to me. Something. He's always observing outside. He's not observing inside. Satsang is for what? For us to see inside. Satsang is actually for everybody, including me. Just because I'm sitting here doesn't mean I'm a guru or anything. No. When I'm repeating this, I'm actually thinking, am I following all these things? And when you repeat it, why did I tell you that I want you to repeat this story to everybody tomorrow? Because when you repeat it, you will introspect inside. Because if you hear it, you'll only see outside. Right? When you repeat it to somebody, you'll introspect inside. Right? Now, seeing anyone doing anything objectionable, what is the thing that we should do? Ideally, give benefit of doubt and time. Just give some benefit of doubt and time. Here I'll tell one example. I just written there. There was one person, he was a smoker, chain smoker. He used to come to our satsang. I told this example many times. So he would come and sit in the front, and every half an hour, and my lectures are 2 hours. People tolerate, but he can't tolerate. So every half an hour, he'll get up and go outside. I used to feel maybe he's getting office call or something. But every time he used to come back, strong fragrance used to come. That odor is very strong when people smoke, right? They don't realize that. People around realize. How many of you have seen? It's very gataga unto. So he used to come and sit. But he was such a sincere devotee, he wants to sit in the front only. And he would go all the way, disturbing everybody, and then come inside, disturbing everybody, then sit there, and then ask doubt. And whenever he asks doubt, the only thing he has to get is all that smell. So one day I asked him, that Prabhu, you, in between the satsang, what do you do? I didn't ask him directly. He said, Prabhuji, I have a problem. I have to smoke every half an hour. And you never finish in half an hour. So I have to go in, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Please come, Prabhuji. Prabhu, come in the front if that's okay. I don't know. There are many others who will come. Yeah. There is some space here. Hare Krishna, Mataji, please come, please come. Yeah, Mataji can sit this side, Prabhuji will sit. That's easy to, yeah. Yeah. So then he told me that, Prabhu, now what am I supposed to tell him? What am I supposed to tell him? Should I tell him, you're smoking? Huh? Don't come to satsang. They say like that? No. I told him, Prabhu, you can smoke. I'm grateful that you're smoking outside. Right? But don't sit in the front. You can sit in the back. So it's easy for you to go out. Whenever you want to go, you can go smoke and come back. No problem. And everybody will not face it. He said, yes, Prabhu. But he felt, inside his heart. Everybody has a Krishna sitting in his heart. He's thinking, Prabhu, kya karenge? Right? It also happened with me because I learned this lesson from another devotee. I was also very judgmental. So we were going on this ship in Boston and we used to do that Jaladuta festival. There is a ship called Jaladuta. We named that ship as Jaladuta. It's not Jaladuta. It comes to Boston Harbor. The day when Prabhupada landed in America, he landed in Boston. So when he stepped out, from the ship name was Jaladuta. So every year we used to celebrate the festival. So one devotee would go, rent a ship and name it as Jaladuta. So we all would get into the ship and we would do kirtan and we would do dancing and the ship would go, the Boston Harbor, it will go like that and it'll come back. So that day I was dancing and, very nice, and there was a nice lecture going on. And there were a lot of people on the top. I went to the back and then I saw down one Mataji, one American Mataji, she was smoking in Jaladuta ship, down. Then I felt immediately what I should do. I should go and report about it. To whom? To the temple president. What is this? This Mataji is smoking like that. So that's what I did. I went and immediately told Mahavishnu Prabhu, and temple president is there. Prabhuji, I'll tell you something, you'll be very upset. I wanted to create that impact. What is it you want to tell me? Prabhuji, I can't even tell you, I'm feeling so sorry. He's like, what do you want to tell me? Prabhuji, that Mataji, that Mataji who does all that service, that, she's very nice. Yeah, she's smoking there. Prabhuji, she's smoking there. She's smoking there. He looked at me, what is your problem? She's smoking, what is your problem? So, Prabhuji, how can she smoke like that? He's like, she can smoke, she is addicted, she'll leave it one day. What is your problem? She'll leave it one day? But Prabhuji, Jaladuta ship. Prabhu, go sit, do your kirtan. That day I understood, okay, this is ISKCON. I don't fit here. There's a long way to go. I have to correct myself. I only see faults in others. I don't want to accept that people take the time to transform. Right? I have to give that benefit of doubt, right? So I learned that lesson. So I applied it in my satsang when I started conducting satsang after some years. And I told that Prabhu, please, from bahar se aao, piche baito, udhar se hi jao, right? So then after 3 months, he came and told me, Prabhu, I have made a resolution now. What is it? On the satsang day, I will not smoke. Thank you, Broji. Great sacrifice. Very nice. Good steps. After 3 months, he came and told me, Prabhu, on that week, I'll only smoke once. In the whole week, I'll only smoke once. Right? And then finally he told me, Prabhu, I'm not smoking. Hari bol, Hari. He left smoking. Right? So we have to give the benefit of doubt, which Vali did not give to Sugriva. He did not give. He only saw the fault, immediately said, I'm going to punish this fellow, kill this fellow. Right? So what is the other thing? We also, when we see fault in others, we should give the benefit of doubt and time for people to change. Allow them, give them a chance to defend. Right? You should allow them to talk. Even before you're talking. I saw you doing that. But no discussion. I've already seen you, right? That's not going to work, right? So I'll tell one example of one devotee. We were in a temple called New Vrindavan. And in New Vrindavan temple, they were serving prasadam. And this one American boy, he became a devotee. He was trying to become a devotee. So there was khichdi and there was paneer sabzi. ISKCON means paneer. I mean, I never ate paneer in my life, being a South Indian. But after coming to ISKCON, by now I would have eaten some 200 kgs maybe, I don't know. Everywhere paneer. Especially in US, they will cut these big chunks of paneer, like paneer means kitna, paneer butter masala, you have to search where is paneer. Like there they give this big chunk of paneer, like literally 2 by 2 inch, like that. So this boy, American boy, again and again he was coming into the line, so paneer do. And that serving devotee, one brahmachari was serving. It's like, pura paneer ye khayega, what will others will eat? Everybody should get their paneer share. So he was like giving paneer and looking at him like this. Don't come again, But this boy comes back, again he comes in the line, pound paneer. This brahmachari got very angry. After some time, angry meaning he wanted to correct him. He took him aside. He said, come to the side. If you will only eat paneer, who will eat the sabzi? Right? And people also want paneer. If you're eating, already you ate half kg paneer. What about others? They should get some paneer. Then this American boy, so he felt wrong about it. So he scolded him. The American boy told him, Prabhu, before coming to here to devotion, I used to eat beef. For us, beef is a very common thing. And they always serve in chunks. Right? This much, this serve, big pieces. I'm not able to get over the taste. I want some replacement for that. And when I look at paneer, I feel that it's a good replacement. Right? So I don't know what to do. Whenever you are serving paneer, whole week I don't eat anything non-veg. But when I come to the temple, when you're serving that paneer, I feel like I should remove that craving by eating that paneer. When he was saying that, the brahmachari started crying. Oh Krishna, how I judge this fellow. He wanted to come out of it. He's struggling to come out of it. And he's trying to take that paneer. And I am judging him that he's eating more paneer. See how easily we can get carried away. Right? The brahmachari never gave an opportunity for him to talk. Luckily he spoke. And then immediately, you know what the brahmachari did? He took his plate, 1 kg paneer dal. To kha. Every time you come to temple, you meet me separately. I'll give you 1 kg fried paneer. Kha isko baith ke, So he was so merciful, the devotee. So we should also do that. We should give them a chance to defend. Anybody who has committed something wrong, has committed it wrong, no problem. But at least give him a chance. Because you don't know why he is doing what is he doing. Right? Somebody might be abused sexually at a very young age. You don't know. We don't know. Right? What is the background? Somebody might be beaten by his brother or parents when he was young. You don't know what background he has. Now, how is he reacting or she is reacting? We can't judge based on our opinion alone. We have to hear the whole story. Then we'll actually understand that maybe he is actually better than us, handling the situation in a nice way. Right? Third thing, see it from their shoes and forgive. See it from their shoes and forgive. Right? But the problem is we don't listen. We answer. We never listen. We only want to answer. Even when the opposite person is saying something, we don't want to listen. Like, first I want to answer, then I will listen. Right? That's the problem. But here we should understand that we should put yourself in their shoes. Vali would have put himself in Sugriva's shoes. He would have immediately understood. Even I would have done the same thing. I would also close the cave. I would also come out and taken over the kingdom. but he never put in that person's shoes, right? Here example is there was this Jagannath DT being carved by American person. His name was Shyam Sundar Prabhu. Even now is there. So Prabhupada was sitting in his room. One Mataji, her name is Malati Mataji. She goes to the shop and some Indian something she finds and she brings it to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, this is from India. I found this in a gift shop. Immediately Prabhupada looks at it. I'm talking about 1966. Prabhupada looks at, this is, where did you find this? So what is this, Prabhupada? This is Jagannath. This is Jagannath. You know, the big eyes, little toy of Jagannath was found in one gift store in US somewhere. And this girl brings it and she says, this is Jagannath. And immediately Prabhupada looks at it. Prabhupada's eyes are filled with tears because he knows Krishna has come. Krishna has come to America. And here is Jagannath. Immediately asked, did you not find one brother and sister beside? You didn't see? Then say, I think they were something. Go, get them. You go. And immediately that girl went. And Malati Mataji, she went and saw in the gift store. And she found there are two more people standing like this. One person like this, one person like this. You know. Immediately she brought and one small Sudarshan. She brought and she gave it to Prabhupada. And Prabhupada immediately kept them, three of them. And there, and he paid obeisance. You can see the Jagannath Baldev Subhadra there, right? Similarly, and immediately Prabhupada told, now I got the message, right? That Jagannath wants to come out and he has come to America. And immediately he called Shyam Sundar Prabhu. And Shyam Sundar Prabhu was a carpenter. He was by profession a carpenter. He was trying to become a devotee. And he called and Shyam Sundar Prabhu said, can you carve exactly the same big? You know, like big I want me to make. We need to keep them in the temple. And Shyam Sundar Prabhu said, yeah, I can make it very simple. No big carving only, right? Two hands like this, you know, round. Jagannath is very easy to carve. It's a whole another pastime why Jagannath is like that. But she said, I'll carve. And while he was carving, Prabhupada wanted to see in between whether he's carving nicely or no. So he went to Shyam Sundar Prabhu's house. Just imagine, Prabhupada is a sannyasi from Vrindavan, a pure devotee. And Shyam Sundar Prabhu is a hippie, you know, like an American young boy. And Prabhupada looks at Shyam Sundar Prabhu, directly enters the room. He didn't tell Shyam Sundar Prabhu is going to come. And Shyam Sundar Prabhu is carving, Jagannath with a cigarette in his, in his mouth like this. He's carving, and beside his Baladev, on his head is a cigarette packet. Just imagine what Prabhupada would have felt looking at it, right? But what we can learn from Vaishnavas, right, is Prabhupada put himself in his shoes. What can this boy understand about Jagannath and Baladev? And so many bad habits these all American boys and girls have. Everything illegal they've already tried. So what did Prabhupada tell? He told, instead of scolding him, he told, Shyam Sundar Prabhu, why do you want this small packet of cigarette between you and Krishna? You really want this packet of cigarette between you and Krishna? You can go back to Krishna, but this packet is in between. You really want this in between? And Shyam Sundar Prabhu immediately threw the cigarette. He said, sorry, Swamiji, I don't think I need this. He threw the cigarette packet away. And since then, he never smoked. Right? But Prabhupada gave him the most merciful lesson through love. Through love. Simply by treating him with love, he could take away a bad habit of, Shyam Sundar Prabhu. And those deities came out for Rath Yatra and they are worshipped. Right? And Jagannath is being worshipped. Jagannath Rath Yatras are happening around the world in all cities around the world now. That is the greatness of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki, yeah, right? So when we see something objectionable being done, like exactly what Bali saw in Sugriv, what are the three things we should do? Number one, give benefit of doubt, a little bit of time. Number two, allow chance for him to explain, defend, and put yourself in their shoes, right? These are the three lessons we can learn. But anyway, Lord Ram finally solved the problem, right? When Lord Ram came, was Lord Ram killing Bali an inauspicious thing? No, it was not inauspicious. Everything that God does, Janma, Karma, Chame, Divyam. Anything it does is Divyam, auspicious only. So how is it auspicious? Lord Ram killed Bali, right? The whole. So, but why did Lord Ram kill from behind? A lot of people have this question that why he killed Bali in such a adharmic way. He's a warrior, right? He should have a war. He should tell Bali, come, let's have a fight one-on-one. Can anyone tell why did he kill from behind? Actually, Bali asked that question. When he got shot by that arrow, it was Ram Ban, not ordinary. So he's going to die. Killing Bali is not easy. If Ravan took so much time to be killed by Ram, that Ravan was kept in Bali's tail for a few days while he was taking him around the world. Can you imagine how strong Bali was? In one arrow, he killed Bali. And Bali, before dying, he asked, but Ram, I know who you are, but why like this? Why like this? Why I am being killed in such a adharmic way? My death is not glorifiable. I was a warrior throughout my life, but my death is not going to be glorified. Does anybody discuss about the glory of Bali's death? Nobody discusses it. Most horrible way, right? Then Maryada Purushottam Ram, who is supposed to be respecting everything, then he says, why he killed? He says, as per Shastra, one is qualified to kill anyone who kidnaps somebody's wife or puts his house on fire or takes away someone's wealth or in self-defense. There are, Shastra says, if the 6 things happen, you can kill that fellow. You might get a punishment here, but there is no punishment there. Actually, in first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada gives that in the purport. What are these activities which Dharma allows, where we can kill the opposite person? So that is why I killed. What did he do? He abducted somebody's wife, Sugriva's wife, he abducted. Right? That's why I killed. Second, Bali was holding Sugriva's wife, which was adharmic. An adharmic fellow doesn't need to be killed in a dharmic way. He can be killed in a adharmic way also. And actually, killing him in adharmic way is the right punishment for him, because he never followed dharma. Karna was also killed in a dharmic way, because he killed Abhimanyu in a dharmic way. He abused Draupadi in a dharmic way. So why does he deserve to be getting a dharmic death? That's why Krishna decided like that. And the final reason he gave, third reason, he told that he was a half animal anyways, and animals can be killed from the back. You don't need to kill the animal from the front. Right? So when hearing these reasons, then Bali looked at Lord Rama's eyes and told, your reasons are very nice. But keeping aside whatever you told, I'm very happy that I'm dying in your hands. Because I have lived many lives and died many times. But this death is very special for me, because I'm dying in your hands. Right? Rama, thank you very much. You are the cause of my death, and I'm very happy that you are the cause of my death. Right? And as soon as that Ram Ban went into Bali's heart, his heart actually opened to understand Sugriva. That is how it became auspicious. As soon as Ram entered the scene and he killed him immediately, the touch of God changes everything. So he actually started thinking, maybe Sugriva was not willing to kill me. Maybe what he did was actually a genuine thing to do, that he closed the cave. He started thinking, and these were Bali's last words, right? Which we also can be remembering these last words, because we also do mistakes by judging somebody without understanding. But at least we should do what Bali did at the end. We already did the mistake. So what did he do at the end? He told Lord Rama's intervention made him feel that he concluded wrongly, right? That when you read a scripture, when you go to a satsang and you got the lesson, then at least you should know that God tried to help me. Now I'll go and correct my wrongdoings. I'll go and tell sorry. And that's exactly what he told. He told Angada, his son, he told, don't think that your uncle is the cause of my death. Actually, it's my own misdeeds. Don't start a new revenge story. That, your uncle went to Lord Rama, he killed me, and now you have to kill uncle and Lord Ram. Don't get into all that. Whatever I'm getting is what I deserve. Right? Close the story there. And then he also gave blessings to Sugriva, giving a celestial ornament. He had a very special ornament which made Bali very, very powerful. Right? And this ornament he got from the Devatas. He gave that ornament not to his son, he gave it to Sugriva, because he felt really that my brother loves me a lot. I really misinterpreted, and finally told, "Dear Ram, I have died unlimited times, but this time, I'm fortunate to be killed by you, and I'm dying in your arms." Right? So everything that happens to our lives, Prabhupada and Matajis, after you have started coming to satsang, is all auspicious. You should never have a doubt that why is this happening to me now? Because now Krishna is in control. Right? God puts many people to test, but God doesn't put any normal person to test. God only puts devotees to test. Many people face a lot of problems. They are getting those tests not by God. They are getting the test because of their karma only. They did some karma, they are getting a reaction back. That's all it is. Right? Then what is the next level? So one person is getting very horrible time is going through, and it's his karmas. Whatever karma he did in the past is coming back to him. Bad karma is hitting him. He's going through a lot of pain, right? And God sees that, but still is trying to continue his satsang, still going to satsang in spite of all these things. Next test, who will put? God will not put. Maya will put. What Maya will do? She'll give him a lot of wealth. She'll give him a lot of good complexion, good body, good this, good that, all that she'll give. And say, "Ab kya karega? Dekhe." Right? Then, even after getting that wealth and health and body and comforts, when he continues to go to satsang, then who will put the test? Krishna. Because now he's a devotee, right? So God doesn't test everybody. Don't be in that impression. Somebody is going through. You should ask yourself, am I a devotee? If I'm not a devotee, it's not God testing me. It's my own karma testing me, or Maya is testing me, right? Finally, only God tests only those people who are surrendered, right? Draupadi was tested because she was surrendered to Krishna, right? Mother Parvati was tested, right? But not an ordinary person will be tested. So never think that ordinary persons are tested by God. And the one who is being tested as a devotee, he is the most advanced devotee, because Krishna is really squeezing everything that is unwanted out of him, right? So there are many conclusions that we can learn out of this little episode of Sugriv and Bali. Was this okay? Any questions? Too much philosophy? Kuch katha baat karte hain? Huh? I'm going to send you this slides. Don't worry. You don't need to make a note or anything. Because it asked you something in the beginning. What did I ask? Tomorrow you're going to share this with somebody. At least one person. If you don't find anybody, go and share it with some security guard. But share this, because it will purify our heart. When we speak Ramayana, it will purify our heart. Right? You can share with our grandparents, our friends. Should we do one more lesson or should Kirtan? Huh? One lesson? Okay. How manipulators can mislead anyone? Can you be manipulated? Anybody here? Really? Did everybody get Panakam? I also got mine. It's nice. Yeah. So, does anyone know why do you make Panakam during this time? Ramanavami? Does anyone know? I don't know. I'm asking. No? So that's a homework for everybody. You can write in the group, please. Anybody find out, because we are not going to blindly believe that, oh, Ramayana, Ramlila, Panakam. No, there has to be some good reason. Yeah, Mother, you know something? Huh? Yeah, at this time of the summer, yes, nothing like a Panakam, right? Goes on the body, health per se. But if there is any relation with Ramanavami, please enlighten all of us. And I want to also know. Okay, how manipulators can mislead anyone? Anybody can be misled, even us. We also can be misled. If we are thinking we are too intelligent, which we all think, everybody thinks I am the most intelligent person. Everybody looks at the mirror in the first thing in the morning. इतना अच्छा भगवान ने कैसे बनाया मेरे को? How did God make me so beautiful? That's the first thing that comes to mind. No matter the nose is like this, eyes are like this, it doesn't matter. That is Maya. I am Right? That's what you feel. So anybody can be misled. favorable situation. Dashrath, his wives, right? How many wives did Dashrath have? No, he had 1,000,003 wives. So Dashrath had many wives, and actually he had many sons also, many daughters also. He had a big lineage of children. A lot of people don't know because we have not seen the entire Ramayana. Actually, Parshurama, you know Parshurama, right? An incarnation of Lord. When he decided to kill all the Kshatriyas, every time he came to Ayodhya, he saw Dashrath marrying somebody. So he said, okay, let me leave this fellow now. Because that is the pratigya he took. I'm going to kill all the Kshatriyas on the planet. Dashrath also was the Kshatriya. But he told, if he is at that time marrying, I will leave him. So every time Parshuram came, he started to somebody. So he had many wives, not only for that reason, but a king would have many, many wives for many, many reasons. Not that he wants to enjoy women. No, that's not the way to look at it. The reasons were many. Divine reasons also are there. Arjuna had many, many wives, right? Even Yudhishthir had more than one wife. But all these things are not covered in Star Plus, so it's not, they don't have so many episodes. But anyway, but Dashrath still wanted a son who would deliver his ancestors. That was one of the duties of a father, that he would beget a son who would deliver the ancestors. And looking at his children, he never felt that these people are so capable. Then in his heart of heart, he prayed to Lord Narayan and he asked for a son like Narayan. And who came there? Lord Ram. But Lord Narayan's all the Chaturvyuha came. Right? Vasudeva, Lord Ram, Sankarshan, Lakshman, Pradyumna, Anirudh, Shatrugya and Bharat. All the four of them came. Right? And the four of them took birth. There is a whole pastime, how they came and how the, whatever fruit was given was distributed, how the queens finally had that four great sons. And because they are Swayam Amsha of Narayan, they all used to love each other so much. And the family was so nice. All the three wives, the king and the children were very happy. Everything favorable. What is the favorable? Lord Ram was loved by all. Everybody loved Lord Ram. Right? Just now, sometime back we discussed how can you all sit down, settle down? Yeah. And Ram was unanimous. It was a unanimous choice to be the king. There was no discussion needed. Can Ram theek hai ya Bharat theek hai ya Lakshman theek hai? No discussion. Everybody unanimous. Ram is the king. No doubt about it. Dashrath was advised to cornet Ram. Actually, it's explained in Ramayana. At one point, can somebody close the door there? Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. So at one point, Dashratha got a doubt. Am I not a good king? Why are these people advising me to immediately cornet my son? I think I'm young also. I can rule for some more time. But the citizens were looking at Dashrath like, to kab jukega? When will you, or kab Ram will be made the king? Because they were so attracted to Ram. And in those days, it's not like, you have young children, so you'll immediately make him the prince and the king. No. When the right time comes, you'll cornet. But Dashrath was indirectly forced that, you better make your son king now. Because we want to see Ram as the emperor. We don't want to wait anymore. You all understanding? Yeah. So Dashrath actually got a doubt. What is going on? Am I not a good king or is it too good? But anyways, he himself was attracted to so much to Ram that he also dreamt of him being the emperor. And everyone was waiting for his coronation, like I told. This is all favorable. But what is the unfavorable situation? What happened? Actually, what happened? Ram was asked to leave the forest for 14 years. Right? This happened. What else? Bharat was asked to take over the kingdom, which Bharat never even dreamt in his life. Everyone was unhappy and depressed seeing Lord Rama leave. Everyone, except one person. Mantra and Kaikeyi, both of them. Right? And most importantly, Dashratha even died of sadness and regret. He even died. Right? So much inauspicious happened when there was so much auspicious already. How did this happen? We all know, right? But we'll try to analyze a little bit in detail how this can happen in our life also. Ramayana is not a story that happened and it will not happen in our life. It can very much happen in our life. If we don't do if we don't take the precautions which Kaikeyi did not take. So what led the favorable situation transformed into unfavorable situation? Right? Mantra's advice to Kaikeyi. We all know that. So it denotes the power of bad association. The moment you take bad association, thousand Matajis, it will ruin your spiritual life. Bad association means what? That which attracts you to be in this body. I am this body. This body is to enjoy. This wealth is mine. This wealth is to enjoy. This is bad association. Good association means everything belongs to Krishna. You will still have this body, but this Krishna has given this body for a purpose. Right? That association which reminds you. Hearing from people who have ulterior motives. We hear from a lot of people. But how many of us really introspect whether that person has an ulterior motive in saying what she's saying? People don't speak the truth. Huh? Let me be very clear. Let you also better understand. Nobody except Krishna speaks the entire truth. It can be your husband also, wife also, sometimes parents also. Nobody will speak the entire truth except God. I'm not saying they're not to be respected, but understand that everybody has an ulterior motive. Everybody has an ulterior motive. Some ulterior motive is sitting that, I want something out of this person. That is the reason I'm saying what I'm saying. Right? Promises given without responsibility. That's another problem, isn't it? This person, Dasharath, he gave promises without understanding that he should not give open-ended promises. How many here can dare to give open-ended promises? And we should not give also. Never unnecessarily, friendship, especially in friendship, you go ahead and tell, that, I'll do anything for you. Can you tell one more story from the Puranas where a promise was made and it was not fulfilled and that led to a war? And finally, both the friends were killed. Drona and Drupad. Right? It happened. Just because of open-ended promise. Whenever you come, this kingdom is mine. Half is yours, half is mine. Khatam. He forgot. And the result is, we saw the whole Mahabharat war, Draupadi coming out, Drushtadumna coming out, and finally killing Drona, and Ashwadhama killing Drushtadumna and Drupad. Right? No, sorry, not Drushtadumna, Drupad. He killed only Drupad. Unclarified doubt can destroy our intelligence. People can create doubts in us, but do we take time to clarify? Do we really put time to clarify, or the doubt itself is enough for you? Right? So these are some of the things. And let me tell you the internal pastime. While this was happening, while Mantra was speaking to Kaikeyi, what was Lord Ram doing? Puranas explain and Acharyas explain, Lord Rama was praying to Lord Shiva that Kaikeyi should be manipulated. Because he had a desire that he wants to go with his wife on a 14-year-old, 14 years, nice, relaxing forest trip. Right? And he also knew that he has come here for a reason. Right? And while he was doing that, everything in Lord Pastimes is auspicious, right? Even this incident is not inauspicious. Everything that God does is auspicious. Janma, karma, chame, divyam. Right? Everything is divyam. Devatas were praying that Kaikeyi should execute the bones. Because Devatas are the ones who called for Lord Ram to appear. Right? They all went and begged to Brahma. Send somebody. Brahma, you only gave that insurance policy to this fellow. Right? Ravan. No, you fix that comprehensive insurance. You send somebody. Right? But Ravan was so egoistic. Just like Hiranyakashipu took full comprehensive, but Ravan was very egoistic. He told, human beings can try. And that is the reason Lord Ram appeared as a Purush, as a human. Right? And in the human body, of course, his body is not like ours. But he could kill Ravan. And Lord Ram was in Shiva temple praying to Lord Shiva that this incident should happen. Tomorrow morning, Kaikeyi should execute that bones. And when Acharya was explaining so beautifully how respectful is Lord Ram, that after the bones were given, right, after the Kaikeyi executed the bones, Dashrath was devastated, completely devastated. How could you do this to me? And why Ram? And why he has to go on forest? Why he has to go on forest? Right? All that happened, and then Ram came to meet after the whole execution. Ram came to meet his mother Kaikeyi, and Kaikeyi was very embarrassed. What will this person tell me now? I am the one who is sending him out of the kingdom. I am the one who is. And Kaikeyi used to love Ram actually, but the whole manipulation removed her intelligence. And she started hating, but still she was very uncomfortable in front of Ram. And Ram comes to Kaikeyi and he says, Mother, I am very angry at you. She's like, Ma, she is angry also now. Obviously, he'll be angry. But Lord Ram's anger is not that. Look at the sweetness of Lord Ram. Why people fall in love with Lord Ram is he comes and tells Kaikeyi, Mother, I am very angry at you. Why did you waste your 2 bones? You could have just told me. Leave the kingdom, Bharat. Go to forest of 14 years. I would have done it. You unnecessarily wasted your 2 boons. I'm very angry at you. Then Kaikeyi is even more embarrassed. Like, what is this person? What kind of person? And she started, it is explained. Inside, she started crying that, what did I do? Did I do something that I should do? Because Ram was not saying that dialogue because it is a good dialogue. It was not a movie dialogue. He actually felt that from his heart. When Lord Ram came to Kaikeyi, actually, I'm very angry at you, Mother. You could have, Prabhuji, please come. You could have told me to go to forest. Why did you waste that bone? Number 1. Number 2, you would have told Bharat is a king. I would have served Bharat like his servant. You wasted 2 bones. You could have used for something else. Right? So that is the nature of Ram. You can see, Have you seen anybody like Ram of late? We cannot see. It's not possible. So why was Kaikeyi weak-hearted? Like Kaikeyi was ready to be manipulated? How many here are ready to be manipulated? Lift your hand. See, that is the problem. You think that how many here can be manipulated? Huh? Nahi? Mataji is not sure. You cannot be manipulated, Mataji. So look at Kaikeyi. Kaikeyi is not an ordinary lady, right? Mantra's attempt to influence and Kaikeyi's reaction. Let us see what was Mantra's. First thing Mantra told, Ram is being coronated. What do you think was Kaikeyi's answer? Anybody? Very nice. Such a great news. Jai Shri Ram. Isn't it? She was very happy. It was not like she was waiting to hear this. Then what else did Mantra do? She told, you are a fool. How can you celebrate Ram being king? You are a fool. Her reaction. Who else is more qualified than Ram? You are unnecessarily exaggerating. There is nothing wrong. Ram is the right person to be coronated. Right? That is what he was thinking. Yeah. After Rama's son will become the king. Not your son Bharat. What do you think? Hare Krishna. I think you'll come in the front, Mataji. Sorry. More Prabhujis will come. It will be difficult. Please come here. Yeah. Right? Now, is this good enough, Prabhuji and Mataji? Huh? Somewhat. Hey, after Ram, do you think Bharat will be the king? No. Ram's son will become the king, not your son. For that also, what did she tell? That's natural. What is wrong with it? What is wrong with that? Bharat will not be the king. That's natural. Ram's son will be king. Now Kaikeyi is thinking, Mantra is thinking, ab kya karu? Right? What did she do more? She told, Rama can send Bharat and you to forest. You can be disowned. Right? For that, what did Kaikeyi tell? Anybody? Impossible. Ram and Bharat love each other. Cannot happen. How can he send him to forest? Check. To bed. This she did not tell, I told. Kaushalya will become more important than you. Your 3 wives, Kaushalya will become more important than you. What was the reaction? ये माताजी लोग बोल सकते हैं. I don't think anybody here has Southern, so I don't think even you can tell. But that was like a situation created, right? What was the reaction? Kaushalya loves Bharat more than Ram. I will serve my elder sister. No problem. So, what do you think about Kaikeyi till now? Is she intelligent? Is she devoted? She is a devotee of Lord Ram? Yes. Good wife? Good mother? So what went wrong? What else can Mantra say? Now she threw the Brahmastra. If Rama and Bharata loved each other, then why is Ram being coronated when Bharat is outside the kingdom? Bharat was not there. He went to his in-laws' house, which is in Russia now. He went along with Shatrughna. He went there. And during that time, the coronation was planned. It was not planned. Dashrath was just like, why don't you do your son as the emperor? He said, okay, let me do it. But Kaikeyi did not have an answer for this question. Till now, Kaikeyi is all set. Everything is right. But see how the doubt can come. From anywhere, the doubt can come. She had no answer. And what did that create? One single doubt. We all think we are intelligent, but there will come a point where we don't have an answer. We all have a boiling point. We might think I'm good. Am I really good? Right? And suddenly you'll start thinking like what Kaikeyi did. It can happen with anybody. Anybody here. These are life lessons from Ramayana. Right? Can happen to the most intelligent person also. Right? I'm going to tell something very sensitive, which some of you might appreciate or not. In our culture, men and women are kept at a decent distance. Is it needed? Even if you object, it is needed. Right? Matajis and Prabhujis. We address all Matajis as Matajis. All Prabhujis as Prabhuji. There is no business for a Prabhuji to speak to any other Mataji except his wife. And even if you have to speak, that should be very transactional to the point in the presence of her Prabhuji. No matter Prabhuji, we're putting too many restrictions now. Right? But truth is truth. Butter and fire, is there an experiment needed? Right? No experiment is needed. So the point is, Prabhuji and Mataji, we think that we are intelligent. Don't play with Maya. Somebody made Prabhuji, I'm totally self-controlled, Prabhuji, self-controlled. What happened to Vishwamitra? Jhumka gira re, Bareli ke bazaar mein jhumka, khatam, finish. All is tapasya gaya bhag mein. Hai ki nahi? And after that, he sees he has a daughter also, and daughter is shouting at him. Ah, Krishna, what Maya Shakti. It can do anybody. Shaubari Muni, he was doing tapasya inside the water. He was doing tapasya inside. He did not want any disturbance. No disturbance. Right? And what happened? He was too egoistic that my tapasya is the greatest. And then, like in an aquarium, two fishes come, they started kissing each other, going around like this. Khatam. He felt, I think even I should get married. He came outside, got married to 50 queens, had 100 children each, 5,000 children, so many problems. Again, he went into the water and said, thank you, Krishna, I understood. Forgive me. I was too egoistic. But actually, he fell down because he offended Garuda. That's a different story. Why Garuda got offended and all that. You offended a Vaishnava. So if you offend a Vaishnava, if you offend a devotee, your spiritual life is ruined. No matter who you are, what you think you are. Very, very clear. So we all think that we are intelligent, but there is a boiling point for everything. That is what we have to understand from this, right? Are you all with me? Say Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Arun Prabhu, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Arun Prabhu is not understanding. No answer. Kya ho raha hai? Anyway, everyone can be manipulated when one is alone and depends on one's own strengths. If you are depending on your own strength and you are alone, you can be manipulated. As simple as that. So always stay in association. Always say an association. Never go and try to become a Pushpa, hero alone. That is movie. This is real life, right? Don't try to go and become a hero or a heroine. मैं देख लूंगी, मैं देख लूंगा. नहीं होता ऐसे. Always try to take somebody else's strength also when you're facing some problems in life, right? So doubts destroy all the intelligence. We're almost concluding. Doubts destroy all the intelligence. What was the intelligence of Kaikeyi? That Ram is my son. Ram is equal to my son. My husband's happiness is the most. Kingdom is very happy. All that intelligence. One doubt, it reversed the entire thing. Everything looked pre-planned like a conspiracy. Right? Everything now she started looking. Oh, that is the reason Bharat and Shatrugya went to Russia. That is the reason the decision was made at this time. That is the reason. That is the reason. That is the reason. That is the reason. No reason. Lord Ram looked like a threat for Bharat instead of a shelter. Mantra started looking very intelligent. This is the worst thing, right? The person who's giving the advice, mantra, she started looking very intelligent. That's what happens. When you have a doubt, a non-devotee will come into the satsang and he'll tell you, Prabhuji, ye log devotee bolta hai. Look at these faults. Better than them are people outside. And immediately what you'll think? Correct only. Being a devotee is speaking like this, behaving like this. Outside people are better. But does Krishna think like that? Tell me, two people are deceased. One person is outside the hospital, one person inside the hospital. Who is in safe situation? Inside or outside? So is it devotee in good situation or non-devotee? Devotee. आप लोग hospital में हो. This is called ICU care unit where you are sitting right now, right? And I am the most infected here. Right? 5th stage cancer patient sitting here going through chemotherapy. But that is what it is. We are all getting treated. Nobody is a pure devotee here. If you all have come to satsang means you are the selected for treatment. And Krishna is sending to hospital. Chalo, ye at least in this life, get the treatment and come back to me. Right? So we should not think great that we are purer. You know, when we go outside, look at non-devotees. Look at me, I'm purer. Satsang se aa rahe. It's not right. Right? Actually, you should think that you are not as infected as me. I'm going to hospital and coming back. You'll also go one day. Get affected more. Yeah. So mantra started looking very intelligent. Right? So that's another thing. Doubt. Turned, become from gentle, loving and caring, she became harsh, foolish and cruel. Complete opposite qualities came into her. Complete. Her husband was dying. Can you imagine Dasharath, who was respected throughout the world for his virtues, was falling at her feet. A husband would never touch, wife's feet. Because the husband also was like that, wife was also. Now it doesn't matter. Don't. Now we can touch also, no problem. We can touch also, they can touch also, whatever. Forgive each other. But the point is, that was not an ordinary act. Dasharath fell at her feet saying, Kaikeyi, do anything. Don't ask me to do these two things. Why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? In fact, look at what doubt does. Mantra told Kaikeyi, make your son into king. That is the first boon. And she said, okay, I think that is okay. That's what is needed. But the second boon, when she told that send Ram to 14 years, even then Kaikeyi felt, why? That's okay. Bharat became the king. Why Ram has to go for 14 years? Still some bit of intelligence was going on. But because of the doubt that was created, simply Mantra told one more thing saying that if Ram stays in the kingdom, do you think Bharat will become the king? Do you think he'll become the king? Will he be comfortable to become the king? And so whole kingdom is supporting Ram. Don't you think at least 14 years is needed for Bharat to establish his political strength? So you have to do that. In 14 years, Bharat can get back, can divert all the citizens to become Bharat party rather than Ram party. See how she manipulated, and then she went, I think You and your son happily live here. Me and Ram will stay together. Please don't ask for the second boon. Actually, it is a boon which killed Dashrath, not the first boon. Dashrath was not attached to the kingdom. But when he heard that Ram is being sent to forest, forest life is not easy. Forest life is not easy. Could not hear a single word of advice from her husband also. That's what the doubt did. Merciless to not consider when Dashrath fell at her feet. Then also she did not. She was rejected as a wife by her husband. He rejected. Finally, he said, okay, take these 2 boons, but after this second, you are not my wife anymore. I'm not your husband anymore. I have triple talaq deal. Whatever. Doesn't happen in our culture, but it's kind of a subtle divorce that happened in Ramayana, that he said, you're not my wife anymore. Right? And still, in spite of that, and that's a very painful thing to happen, in spite of that, her intelligence was not working. Her intelligence was not working. One day, Radhesham Prabhu was telling me that in Grahastha life also, we get an opportunity for divorce after 50. It's a natural divorce. Let's go to 1. Right? Let's stop the material life. Let's focus on God. Let's focus more on spiritual life. 50 is too early. I don't know. 55. 60. At least 60 though, yaar. Right? It's a natural divorce to your enjoying propensity with your wife. Your enjoying propensity with your wealth. Right? Even the death of her husband did not make her see the truth. Even when he died, can you imagine? Person died in front of you, crying, weeping, he died. Still, her intelligence was not functioning. Lord Rama himself spoke to her sweet words. Still, it did not function like I told. Lord Ram came and told what? Why did you waste the boons? You could have just told me to go. Still, her intelligence. Even God cannot help a person who does not want to be helped. Simple. If you are carrying the doubt and not allowing anybody to come in your life and correct you, who can help you? If you are thinking bad about somebody, right? You are saying, okay, my daughter-in-law is bad, whatever. If you are thinking like that, who can help you? If you go to somebody and say, my mother-in-law is bad, can somebody help you? You already concluded. Nobody can help you, right? Or somebody is bad. Nobody can help you. You have to have some room of doubt, some room of, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you for coming. Sorry, Prabhu, you can come in the front or back. Yeah, you're okay. Hare Krishna. Are you okay to sit down? Sorry about that. Yeah. So, So if even God cannot help a person who does not want to be helped, you can't do anything. Do you all agree with this? Even Ram could not help Kaikeyi. He went and spoke to Kaikeyi. He told Kaikeyi. But still, even looking into Lord Ram's eyes, she could not sense that what she has done is wrong. Right? Kaikeyi could not see the ill motives of mantra. What was the ill motive of mantra? Anybody? Why mantra wanted? What was the main motive of mantra? Why mantra wanted Bharat to be the king? See, often we feel that people are coming and telling us advice. They are doing it for our good. But nobody except God will give the right advice. I already told you that. Nobody except God, except Shastra. God means Shastra. Shastra will tell you the right advice. What was the motive of mantra? Mantra came along with Kaikeyi from her nanny, from her mother's place. Mantra was very close as a family, right? Number one. And Mantra was a hunchback lady, meaning Juka, she had a problem with her back. And what do people do when you have a hunchback like that? People laugh at you. People generally laugh at you because you can't walk properly. You see like this, people laugh at you. And when a hunchback lady is laughed at, will she feel nice about it? No. Kaikeyi became the favorite queen of Dashrath because Kaikeyi was not only a great wife, but she was also a warrior. She had the warrior qualities also, Kshatriya qualities also. So Dashrath was very attracted to her. In spite of having Kaushalya and Sumitra, Kaikeyi was the most attracted. So what is Mantra's situation? She is the favorite maid of the favorite wife. Isn't it? She's the favorite maid of the favorite wife. And because she's a favorite maid in the whole kingdom, nobody would comment on her back. Nobody would say, "Ye dekho langdi, ye dekho aise jhuk ke ja rahi hai." Nobody will say anything. They all will be like, she's very important person in the kingdom. She understood that if Ram becomes a king, I might lose my importance. Because Kaushalya will become more important. When Kaushalya becomes more important, Kaikeyi will become less important. If Kaikeyi becomes less important, I am the favorite maid of the not favorite queen. Right? Look at the ill motives. Just because of that small insecurity, she created the whole Ramayana. Right? She went ahead and told. So her insecurity was, she was a favorite queen of the favorite servant of the favorite queen, and she was hunchbacked and insecure. No one except God can advise us without any ulterior motive. We should remember that always. So when you read Bhagavad Gita, actually we are very fortunate that we are getting the right advice at least once in our life. And if your husband is a devotee or your father is a devotee, then you're even more fortunate because you are getting the same advice of Bhagavad Gita through them also. But if you are just having a good husband and good wife without any spiritual background, unknowingly you're only being exploited. That is what is happening today in marriages. People exploit each other until they look good. Once they don't look good anymore, interest is also gone. They exploit each other to the maximum, right? And money and wealth is so dangerous that even parents are exploiting their children, and children are exploiting their parents for money. So what is that one relationship on this planet where somebody is not exploiting anybody? Only God and devotee. Only God and devotee. Everywhere else you'll see. Have you seen even one verse when you read the entire Bhagavad Gita? That is still now I have not seen, where Krishna is trying to exploit Arjuna, or God is trying to exploit us through any verse of Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita. That is the reason we should learn the scriptures before we make decisions in life. If we learn the scriptures, then we'll make the right decisions in life. And right decision may not be a decision that will make you feel good. Right decision will always make you feel bad only. So how many here are ready to make the right decisions in life? Huh? It takes guts to say, "End decision is put." Immediately take the right decision. Nice. Still lifted. I'm telling you, these are the lessons which we should teach our children. Right? So many lessons are there in Ramayana. If you just keep analyzing one by one character, one by one incident, right? We'll conclude. Bharat's entry smashed all the ignorance. This had to happen, right? Till then, Dashrath was killed. So many atrocious things happened. Citizens were crying. Every citizen in Ayodhya was cursing, was literally cursing, Kaikeyi. You, Kaikeyi, what did you do to us? Our king has been abused. Our king has been put into so much trouble. Right? But still nothing happened to her. Just imagine, you go out of your house, you have to imagine like Kaikeyi for a minute, right? Whichever flat of my Avatar you live in. So, Mati, which flat you? Block 4, 309. So Mataji comes out of 309. 308 fell open. Chhi! Immediate 30 fell off. 308 person open. Chhi! Evarandi meeru asalu inta pani etla chesaru. Idendra babu, right in front of my house. You close the door. Slowly you'll open. Okay, he's not seeing. Then you go outside. Which other flat comes? 306. Then 305. Then 304. Then you go in the lift. Lift man also. Chhi! You go to Vijayata. Chhi! You go to swimming pool. Chhi! You go to security. Chhi! This is what Kaikeyi was facing. I mean, we should understand, it's difficult to conceive what Kaikeyi was facing this in Ayodhya. Anywhere, sorry, Mata, anywhere she went, She was being insulted and shouted upon, but still her intelligence was not working. Look, I mean, what we should learn out of this, that the doubt, the bad doubt is so powerful. The bad doubt and bad association is so powerful that in spite of the whole world rejecting you, you still feel that I'm the best. That's what people in Tamoguna do, right? Whole world is leaving. Oh, okay. No problem. Thank you. Yeah. So the bad doubt did not allow her to see the truth. Bharat could. Now, when Bharat came, what did he see? As soon as Bharat came, what did he see? He saw crying citizens. Just imagine, he's entering the kingdom and he's seeing crying citizens everywhere. And people are looking at him as if he's the enemy. And he doesn't even know what wrong did he do. Right? Shatrugna and Bharat both are coming and saying, what is happening? And then he says, father is dead. When I left the kingdom, my father was completely healthy. He was Dashrath. Dashrath means 10 chariots he could drive at a time. Can you do one chariot? One bike? One car? 10 cars? You can't think of it, right? The person was capable of attacking the enemy in 10 directions. That is why his name is Dashrath. How can he die? How can he die? He was completely perplexed. How could he die? And next, the worst attack. His mother was responsible. What did she go and tell Bharat? Nana, Niko samay. Tumhare liye. For you only I did this. He could not accept the fact. Because she used to love Ram. They were one family. Remember that first slide I showed? Happy family. How can this happen? How could you do this, mother? How could you? Out of all the people, how could you do this? And mother was expecting recognition. That is even more painful. She already did wrong. And what was she expecting when Bharat came? Ma, tune mere liye ye kiya. You did this for me. She was expecting a hug. And for Bharat, this was like torture and torture and torture and unbelievable situation. I mean, I don't know how many of you can feel what Bharat was going through. It was, he didn't know whether to kill himself, kill his mother, what to do. I mean, like, this is like beyond. Ram leaving the kingdom for Bharat is like his shadow leaving him, his soul leaving him. He doesn't have a life without. And who are they? Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. 4 expansions of Narayan. How can you detach them? How can you remove them from each other? Can you? You can't even think about it. And this lady has done that. And because of that, my father died. Weeping. How did your father die? It's not like he got a heart attack and died. He was weeping and died. I mean, literally in depression. He died. That is the most painful death, isn't it? Can there be any death more painful than person weeping and dying? And that too is glorifiable father. Bharat was devastated. He did not know what to start, where to start, what to do, what to say. And Ramayana explains that Bharat was like a sun, burning sun. And anybody who goes near him will be like turned into ashes. Like that he became. And looking at that Bharat, which he never looked at, her own son, Kaikeyi, got scared. Right? And then Bharat saw Kaikeyi rationalizing, saying whatever she has done. Rationalizing is a very, very dangerous thing to do. This word rationalizing. Rationalizing means what? Rational your lies. You just rational your lies. That's all it is. Often when we rationalize, we tell ourselves rational lies. You're just trying to accept your lies as right. That's what we do, right? In life, I don't know. I don't know how to ask this. I have rationalized so many times. Whatever nonsense I've done, I covered it up saying that this all is for good only. Right? We also do that. Knowingly, unknowingly will do that. Rationalizing. That's what irritated Bharat like anything. Okay, you did bad. Whatever you did is nonsense. Why are you rationalizing it? How can you rationalize this? How can you justify that your husband is killed, my father is killed, my brother is sent to the forest, my bhabi, Sita, she comes from Janak. Janak is Mahajan. Among the 13 Mahajans, he is the Mahajan. Among the 12 Mahajans, my wife corrected. So, he is one of the Mahajan. Right? Mahajan. Who are the 12 Mahajans? Lord Shiva, 4 Kumaras, Dharmaraj, Prahalad, Bali. Among these, Bhishma, among these, Janak is one of the Mahajan. That Mahajan's daughter is being sent to a forest because of you, and you are telling me that you have done this for my good? What kind of rationalizing is this? Bharat could not take it anymore, so he told one blunt statement. He told, you look like the goddess of destruction who has incarnated to destroy my family. You look like that Chandi who has come into my family and you want devouring my family, killing my family. You're nothing more than this, right? And when he did that, that hit the heart of Kaikeyi. Then she understood, my God, what did I do? What did I do? And can she reverse any of it? Did Lord Ram come back? He was asked to come back. He did not come back. Mistakes that Kaikeyi did, which even we can do. What was the first mistake she did? Anybody? Let's take. What are the mistakes Kaikeyi did? Bad association, yes. Influence, listening to mantra, right? Huh? Created a doubt, yes. Most important, still not told. One big mistake that Kaikeyi did, which we did not discuss yet, but think about it. What is that one big mistake that Kaikeyi did, which we also might do, which we should not do? Bad association, yes. Rationalized it, yes. I think you'll start hating the word rationalizing. It's not the point, but what is the biggest mistake that she did? Think about it. When you go to a hospital and somebody says you need an operation, what do you do next? You get the opinion, immediate operation done? Second opinion. That was the biggest mistake Kaikeyi did. Right? She had Sumanta and Vashishta, their priest, their family priest was in the hall. Sumanta, the minister, the most intelligent minister in Ramayana, was guiding, was right there in access. After Mantra told all that, she could have gone there. And she could have asked, why did Bharat go to Russia? And why is Dashrath coronating now? She could have asked that question, right? Did she ask? No. She did not consult. She did not consult the people whom she is supposed to consult. Are we consulting in life? Or do we know whom to consult? That is another problem. We don't know whom to consult also. Do we know the source of information that people give us? Is source more important or content more important? Apparently, content is looking important right now. When people go to internet, they Google. What is the source of Google? There is no source of Google. Is content good? Content is good. But what is the source? Does anybody take responsibility of the information that Google gives? Wikipedia? Can you put a case in court that Wikipedia told kill your wife? Can you go and tell Wikipedia told in this scenario you can do that? Or do something bad? Wikipedia told drugs is good. Can you go and put a case? No, you can't do that. Internet cannot be relied. So what can be relied? Source or content? Source. And Prabhuji and Matajis, we are very fortunate that in our life the right sources come. And the source is Krishna. And the source is Parampara. Parampara. Otherwise, the same Ramayana can be told in a very different way. I don't want to name those authors who are very famous today, who have bestseller books writing about Sita and Ram. Right? You shouldn't read those books because they are not devotees. They have got nothing to do with Ramayana. They just want their books to be sold. They can write any nonsense about Draupadi. They can write any nonsense about Sita. They can write any nonsense about Ram. And today Indians are reading those books. And unfortunately, those books are also available. Valmiki Ramayana is not available in the train station. Those idiotic authors' books are there on Ramayana in the train station as books available to be bought. And they're bestsellers. How can you get the knowledge of Ram, the greatness of Ram, by reading from the wrong source? Exactly what Kaikeyi did. She relied on mantra. Mantra was like Google for her. After the doubt came, anything she typed in that Google mantra, she got that back. Right? Further doubts. But what clarified the doubt finally? When Bharat came. And Bharat is a devotee. Bharat is a devotee of Lord Ram. And a devotee follows Parampara. He gave the knowledge. Directly on her face, she told, you are the destruction of my family. You have not done anything good to me. And that smashed the illusion that she was living in. Right? Allowed herself to hear from a wicked person who had ulterior motives. That was a mistake she did. And we often, it's very important, we often talk about people, but not with people. Can you repeat this? We often talk about people, but not with people. She would have gone and talked to Bharat. She would have waited for Bharat to come. Okay, he's being coronated. She could have gone and spoken to any minister. And she could have gone and spoken to her husband. She didn't speak to anybody. She came into a conclusion. Talking about people was when Mantra was speaking to Kaikeyi, was Ram in the room? No. Was Bharat in the room? Was Dashrath in the room? And who are the three people who got immensely impacted? Ram, Bharat, and Dashrath. None of them were there in the room. We are talking about people, but not with the people. Today's biggest problem is that. Biggest problem. Today afternoon also I face the problem. People just creating a big hue and cry that why are we celebrating Ramanavami? We are a secular community. All that nonsense. You can talk to me, right? No. That news will come from somewhere to me as a complaint. Right? We can just sit and talk. And finally, when I went and sat and talked for 1 hour, everything is okay now. Right? I'm assuming that everything is okay. Material world for us. But if we just talk to people, a lot of things will go away. Problem is we don't talk. And when we talk, we don't. We only talk. We talk and reply. What do we do? We talk and reply. We don't talk and listen. Right? That's the problem. And in that rush, we ruin our relationships. We completely ruin our relationships. Just because we want to talk and reply. Now, the final understanding in a very simple way. Kaikeyi is us. Kaikeyi represents me and you. In Ramayana, Kaikeyi, from this incident, she represents me and you. Ayodhya is your heart. The kingdom of Ayodhya is your heart. Right? Dashrath is your free will. What you want to do. What you want to do with that free will. What did she do with Dashrath? She made Ram go to forest. Right? That's your free will. She could have made Dashrath to make him a king also. So you can misuse your free will. Mantra is our mind, filled with lusty desires. The moment we get an opportunity, we want to exploit. Isn't it? Rama is our devotion or bhakti. That little bhakti that is sitting in our heart, little somewhere in the corner, 2 grams. That is our devotion sitting in our heart. Right? And finally, Bharat is our guru. You should allow the guru to speak, even though it is the most harshest word. Then what will you do? You'll never allow your devotion to leave your heart. You'll use your free will in the right way. Right? This is our story. This is not Ramayana. This is our story. How are we using our free will? How are we using our free will? Whom are we listening to? Are we listening to mantra? Whom are we listening to? Listen to Guru, even if it's a harsh truth, to get the intelligence to control the mind. Use our free will to choose devotion in our sacred heart. Then nobody can manipulate you. People can manipulate you only when you're alone and you're only taking your own strength as a guidance. You're not going to take from anybody else. Prabhuji and Matajis, this satsang is God created satsang, wherever it is. Our ancestors could not do wrong things easily. Our ancestors could not do wrong things easily because all of them used to meet in satsang. As simple as that. My son would not dare to smoke. Not because smoking is good or bad. Because how will my father feel sitting in satsang? You know what I'm saying? I would not dare to divorce. Because how will the satsang feel about me and my wife? Are you all understanding? This is the strength of our country. Satsang. Satsang. Eternal topics. Eternal association. Material satsang is you leave your job, all your colleagues have changed. You stop playing tennis, start playing cricket, all your tennis friends are gone. As simple as that. They're all friends based on habits, temporary things. But satsang is based on eternal topics. Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, Bhagavatam. We learn from here, right? And we all support each other. We all can go through difficulties. Somebody might be addicted to some filthy things, but that's okay. If you're in satsang, you can get corrected. And one of the initiative I want all of you to take with Ramanavami is find that one friend in the satsang. One friend. You always don't need a teacher. You need a friend also. Who is that friend? Search for it. If you find that friend in the satsang, you are the most blessed person on the planet. Because you can go and share whatever filth you have with that friend, and that friend will assure you Krishna's mercy and keep you in satsang. People leave satsang because they could not find a friend in satsang. I have a friend in satsang. If you go and ask him about me, and if he tells the truth, you'll not come to my house again. I tell him everything. Right? Like my Paramatma. Paramatma knows everything. That friend should know. You should find that. If it's your wife, you're the most fortunate. If it's your husband, you're the most fortunate. And if it's not, also no problem. You know, we are all coming from different planets. Right? Somehow we have assembled here. Somebody got married, somebody's not. But find that. Right? And then nobody can manipulate you. Because you have Shastra, you have Mitra, right? And you have God, Krishna himself. Guru Shastra Sadhu. Those are the real friends. Friends who support your bad habits are not friends. Friends who support your temporary living in this world is not your friend. Friend who actually cares for you, telling what you should do is your real friend. Vidura was the best friend of Dhritarashtra. Until his death, he did not leave him. That is the greatness of Vidura. He was rejected, but still, the last episode of the Dhritarashtra's life, Vidura came and told him, even now you don't have any sharam. I don't know what is the word in English for sharam. Shame. Still वो शर्म का effect नहीं है. You don't have that shame. You are sitting and eating in the family that you ruined. All their sons are killed, their grandsons are killed. You are the cause for that. You are sitting here and eating in their house. Get out of this place now. At least now do the activity that you are supposed to do. And he took him to the forest, and Dhritarashtra actually started his journey back to God because of the advice of Vidura. And Vidura never left him. So he was the best friend of Dhritarashtra. Throughout the Mahabharata, you see Vidura shouting, Dhritarashtra ignoring. But at the end, he understood that he was his real friend. And our real friend is Krishna. When we are doing something wrong, there is a voice that will speak to us. Kyun kar raha hai aise? Right? That voice is Krishna's voice. Actually, if you can hear it nicely, next time when you don't do anything wrong, but if you do anything wrong, try to hear that voice. If you can hear that voice, you're actually hearing Krishna. He's telling you, don't do this. It's not worth it. But still we do it. That's okay. But Krishna is the most merciful. He doesn't leave us. He doesn't leave us. See, Krishna coming into life is very difficult. Ram is like an arrow. He'll go inside. But Krishna is like the twisted arrow. I say. How does Krishna stand? Like this, like this. Three-folded. So going in is very difficult. Krishna going in is very difficult. If you have to pull him in, very painful. Go, no onion, no garlic. Know this, know that. Krishna. But once he goes inside, bhari nahi nikalta hai. That is another problem with Krishna. As difficult is to go inside, so difficult is to pull out also. So Krishna Bhakti is like that. Right? Once you go into it, you don't come out of it. Right? So 2 lessons. What was the first lesson we learned? If anybody remembers, Sugriva and Bali. Don't judge without understanding. Right? And what was the second lesson we learned? How manipulators can mislead anyone. Right? Can we be misled? How we know how to not allow ourselves to be misled. Right? Now we know. We can take guidance. Many questions are there in Ramayana. Right? Many questions. They can trouble us. Like, for example, namely, why Rama killed Bali from behind? We know the answer, right? But a lot of people don't know. Now, this question. We'll discuss this one question and we'll end it. Why Rama did not hear the citizens' cry when he was being sent to exile, but heard them when he had to send Sita for exile? You don't understand the question. Simple. When Rama was going to Vanvas, all the citizens were, don't go, please, don't go. I'm going. I'm Maryada Purushottam Ram. For my father's, for my father's word of my father, I'll go to exile. But the same, so he didn't hear any single citizen. But one among the citizens came outside and told, I will never keep a wife in my house who has gone and lived with somebody for, whatever amount of time. And immediately, what was Ram's reaction? Sita, chalo bahar. Is this fair? No. See, already answer is there. No. Entered fire. Jumped inside fire. Oh, land. Yeah, she went down. Yeah. You tell me. He was when the situation is bad. See, so it's so easy to. I'll ask you a question, Tojan Mataji. Try to answer. There is a person. Now this is 21st century problem, so you can understand. There is a person. The whole family is struggling for money. The situation is really bad. If he doesn't earn now, then there will not be medicines for his family also. He's in such a bad situation. And he got married. Obviously, expenses have gone up. His wife also has to be taken care. She's pregnant. And he got an assignment in America where he can go and make some money. And this is a very difficult situation. He got that assignment. He finally landed in America, taking a ticket for loan, right? And as soon as he started the assignment, which he knows if he goes to that assignment, he'll make the money, he got a phone from India saying that your mother is serious, you have to come back. Your mother is serious on the bed, you have to come back. Should he go back or should he stay in America or what should he do? But what about his wife? He doesn't have money for her hospital also. He needs to earn that money. If he stays in America, he's bad. If he comes to India, he's bad. So, Projan Mati, a lot of times life is not that fair that you can just say that this is bad and this is good. In that situation, what you do, being what you are, only Krishna knows what you did is right or wrong. Yes, Mati. Yeah. Yes. Yes. But how many people understand that today? That nobody, I mean, common people don't understand. But what he had to do, like asking Sita to enter the fire, was a brutal thing to do, isn't it? And you enter the fire. He knew, Rama knew. Now we have read that we know that fire is actually a friend of Sita and nothing happens to her if even she enters fire. That Ram knows. Sita also knows. But for an outside person, Sita asking her to enter the fire, and she was so chaste with Raman. She was so chaste with Raman. She didn't allow Raman to even come near her. And Raman would also not dare to go near. He was cursed by Ramba. If you go near a woman, try to force, you'll be khatam. No, cursed by Nalakuvera, sorry, husband of Ramba. So, point is, she was so chaste, but still she was asked to enter fire. And then she was asked to leave when she was pregnant with his children. She was asked to leave the kingdom just because one person somewhere in the corner of the city told, commented on her chastity, where she had already proved her chastity through fire. Right? So, I mean, I've chosen this one topic because, sometimes we are perplexed. What was Ram thinking? Right? Why did he do what he did? Our Puranas, a lot of people, a lot of people think that, especially our Western media is propagated in such a way that, oh, Prashadam has come. Hari bol. Yeah. Sorry, bro. Give some way for them. Yeah. Sita, she's the one who went. She only went. Yeah. But the point is why? Why did she do that? After all that, she could have come back to him. So, Provision Mataji, this is a big answer for this, but I'll give few glimpses for us to understand. First of all, we should understand that we are not Ram to understand what he did. Because situation, part of time of life, that yuga, what was that yuga? Treta Yuga. Right? In that yuga, that level of standards, level of chastity, kind of relationships, everything is different. You can't compare sitting in 21st century when there are more second-hand cases in matrimony than first-hand cases. Right? You can't talk about Ram's and Sita's relationship. But understand, leader means to sacrifice. Leadership means to sacrifice. We are done, 5 minutes. Sorry. Yeah. Leadership means to sacrifice. And Lord Ram being the Maryada Purushottam, in the beginning I showed you a question of question of Valmiki to Narad Muni. Some of you came late, missed that. Where Valmiki is asking, who is the greatest person with A, B, C, D qualities? And Narad Muni told his name is Ram. He is there. So Ram had to exhibit those qualities because he came here to exhibit those qualities. He had to exhibit the quality of sacrifice. And if you see the entire Ramayana is sacrifice only. Sita sacrificing her comforts to go with Ram in the forest. Right? Lakshman sacrificing his wife to stay with Ram in the forest. Dasharath sacrificing, his comforts and actually died sacrificing Ram itself. Right? But Ram showed the highest sacrifice as being a leader. How many leaders here today want to sacrifice anything at all? Right? Leaders only look for their comforts, but he showed the greatest leadership by actually sacrificing everything. And he also showed detachment. Detachment was one more quality that he asked. Valmiki asked, who is the greatest detached person? Ram. How is he detached? The same woman for whom he killed the entire Rakshasa dynasty and brought her back and said, you can leave now. You can just leave now. He was not attached. He showed that element of detachment also. And of course, there is a whole curse of Brigu, which also we should understand that Brigu Muni, his wife, Brigu is a very, very great sage. He's a great Brahmana. And when we praise Lord Krishna or Narayan, we say, Namo Brahmanyaya Devaya, Gau Brahmana Hitaya Cha, Jagaditaya Krishna Govinda Namo. Who is that Govinda? Who is that Narayan? The one who respects the Brahmanas and cows, who protects the cows and Brahmanas. He's so attached to Brahmanas and cows. So he had to honor the word of a Brahmana. And what happened is there was a big war in a previous Yuga, there was a war between Devatas and demons. And the Devatas won, but the demons had to find some shelter. They went to the ashram of Brigu, and at that time Brigu was not there, his wife was there, and his wife gave shelter to those demons. Swayam Narayan came to the doorstep and told Vishnu, Swayam, he came and told, please leave these demons because they have to be killed. You can't give shelter to them. But she felt that they came to my shelter, I can't give. And she had all the yogic powers of Brigu. Even though she was wife, but she had all the yogic powers of Brigu to hold them there. And then Lord Vishnu had to kill her. He had no other choice. Even though killing a woman is against the Vedic, never a woman should be killed or tortured or beaten. Never, ever. But still, Supreme Lord had to do that. And he did that many times. Right? And coincidentally, if you see, the first person that Krishna killed is a woman only. The first person Ram killed is a woman only. But that had to be done for a very high cause, not an ordinary cause. And he hesitated. When Vishwamitra told, kill this woman, what was the demon's name? I forgot. The first demon. Tataki. He lifted the bow and he was hesitating. Then Vishwamitra told, no, she has been responsible for killing so many sages. She's not a woman. She is beyond. Don't look at her like a woman. Kill her. Then he killed. Krishna killed Putana. She was a woman. But ultimately, what did she give her? What did he give her? Space in the spiritual world. Directly to become her aunt. For nurse feeding him milk. So what Supreme Lord does externally, internally is different. So he killed Brigu's wife, and Brigu came and cursed him, cursed Vishnu, that in the next incarnation, you will be separated from your wife, exactly like you have made me separated from my wife. And because he honors the words of Brahmana, he said, okay, tadastu, it will happen. He accepted the separation externally. No curse can make God come down. No curse of Gandhari can make Krishna die. That's nonsense. Krishna wanted to glorify the chastity of a woman. That is the reason he said, okay, that curse can work. Right? But there are many reasons why Lord Ram told Sita to leave. As a wife, she might be unhappy, but as a queen, she was very proud. Sita never objected Rama's decision. That's another very clear indication. Sita never said, why should I go? Where is he sending me? She never told that. She said, yes, I'm going now. And by the way, Acharyas explain that living in the forest of Kishkinda, both of them loved the association with forest and the association of great sages. Ram would take his wife to new sages ashram every single day. And they were so much in love with Munis that Sita actually told, can our children grow in a sage's ashram? And Ram told, tadastu, it will happen, don't worry. And as soon as he saw that, here the opportunity came when this fellow commented on his wife, immediately said, okay, time has come. Let my sons grow in Valmiki's ashram. Right? Our desire is fulfilled. They'll grow in the right place, in the right association. So if you really go back and see the whole history of, and there are many more reasons, by the way, I told maybe 6 or 7 reasons. if you hear from Acharyas, if you hear in Parampara, the entire Ramayana will look very different. Problem is we don't hear in Parampara. We only hear, from TV serial. N.T. Ramarao or Nageshwar Rao doing something, or some TV serial showing in some way. We don't understand the real Ramayana. Ramayana is filled with bhakti. Every single point it is filled with bhakti. Everywhere. Like when I'll end with this. I have to end here because I keep remembering and going, but Ram went to the ocean. Ram went to the ocean and told, give me permission to build a bridge. And the ocean god, Samudra, he did not talk for 3 days. Right? How are we portrayed about this in the TV serials? That fellow was sleeping. Ram got angry and immediately ran and came. Sorry. I was watching Netflix. So that is the reason now you can take the permission. Something like that is shown. There is no relation. But if you hear the same Ramayana from an Acharya, he explains that when Ram came to ask the way from Samudra, Samudra felt horrible. How can my Lord ask me? He should order me. How can my Lord ask me? This is the worst thing to happen in my life. He is coming and asking me, my Supreme Lord Ram is coming and asking me, give me way. Who am I to give the way? I will take the situation to such a point where he'll order me. That is bhakti. Right? Where the devotee never wants the Supreme Lord to ask. And he delayed that for 3 days. He allowed Ram to become angry. And finally, when Ram said, you will be burnt to ashes. Yes, Prabhu, please, you ordered me. Now make the way. I'll make sure that the bridge is so strong that even now it is visible. Right? So every single incident in Ramayana has to be heard from the right source. Otherwise, the same milk with a touch of serpent's poison, you heard that, right? Can become poisonous. We should hear from the right source. And Ramanavami means to desire to see Ram, desire to bring Ram into our hearts. Ram is appearing every year, but is appearing and going. But this time he should appear and stay throughout the year, throughout our life. Right? Remembering, all of you should put effort to read Ramayana. Put that investment. Read from the right source. Right? Hear from the right Prabhus. Hear from the right sources. Right? You can go to a very nice website called ISKCON Desire Tree. ISKCON Desire Tree. It's a desire tree only. Like you fulfill all your desires. There are more than 2 lakh lectures in that ISKCON Desire Tree. And every lecture is 1,000 times better than what I can tell here. If you have been tolerating me, then I think you have tolerated enough. You'll get good lectures there. Right? Very senior devotees. Beautiful lectures. You go there, there's a search box called Ramayana. And you will hear beautiful katha told in English, most easily understandable way. Even some Telugu lectures also there. Some Hindi are also there. Some Maharajas tell in Hindi also. Sannyasi, beautiful. And there is a series of books written by Shubha Vilas Prabhu. You can buy them. Right? Shubha Vilas Prabhu, you can Google. Buy, great investment. Whatever points I'm telling you are coming from him. Not that I understood Ram. I did not understand anything Ram. But when we go to the right source, we get the right information and confirmation that we are safe. Okay? So, why Sita was tested so much in Ramayana, don't ask me. But you can ask, when you read those books, a lot of people think actually that Vedas and our ancient culture is against women. I was surprised to know that, I tell you, once Women's Day was being celebrated in my office, and one woman was called as a chief guest. And her achievement is she drove on a bike from Kanyakumari to Kashmir. So she is the woman of the day. I don't know why, but she was called. And she gave a nice speech. She was spending time with the ladies in the office, and then they told, you can also speak something. I was like, oh my God, controversial. If I go and say something, I don't know. My wife tolerates me, but I don't know whether people can. I went and spoke something. They liked it or not, I don't know. Then that lady told, I want to talk to you. I said, what is going on? What did I say wrong? Then I went and sat in my room. She came to my cabin. He was like, so where did you learn? Where did you learn? You're from Hare Krishna, right? Yes, yeah, I am from there only. Then I asked her, then she told, even I read Vedas, she told. I said, really? You read Vedas? I was surprised. I thought she only drives bike, but she had time to read Vedas. I said, okay, you read Vedas? Then I told, where do you read Vedas? She said, my guru wrote them. Your guru? So I thought Veda Vyas wrote Vedas. She said, no, my guru told it's woman who wrote Vedas, not a man. Humma, woman. Happy Women's Day. I told. This is your conclusion. I can't tell anything. Dandavat Pranam. Help me. Immediately my boss came. He is also devotee. He looked at me. He found me in trouble. Said, you can go now. They're waiting for you. So she left. She left on her bike. But it's a big impression. People actually feel that Vedas in ancient culture is against women, but that's not the case. When you read it in a proper way, you'll understand. So we'll end it here. What is the time? Yeah, done. Any questions? Done? Okay. So to understand answers of these questions, this is the final conclusion of this. Many questions that you can have. To understand answers of these questions, first choose to raise your consciousness by attending spiritual programs and follow the spiritual doctor's advice from scriptures. Otherwise, you can't understand. ప్రతి క్వశ్చన్ ఆన్సర్ చెప్పినా మీకు అర్థం కాదు. నాకు అర్థం కాదు. ఏమంటారు రమేష్ బ్రో? Every question cannot be, even if it is answered, you will not understand. Sometimes our gurus, like you go in front of some very elevated sannyasi, say for example, Chinnajit Swami Maharaj, you go and ask a question. Sometimes he might just look at you like this and laugh. Because he knows if he tells you, you will not understand. Or he'll tell half the answer and say, this is enough for you, go. I see that answers from great sannyas sometimes. You go and ask a question. They tell me like this and they laugh. And it's okay. You understood what is my situation. So sometimes we are not ready for the answer. But also understand that every answer may not be according to your expectations. Right? Because we are like that frog in the well, if you remember that example. Okay, so we'll do a little Ram Bhajan. Yeah, 5 minutes. I attempted this before you came. I think it was decent. So we'll do it again. I want everybody to enthusiastically participate and loudly sing the bhajan. Okay? Ramachandra Raghuveera, Ramachandra Ranadhira. Ramachandra Raghuveera, Ramachandra Ranadhira. Ramachandra Raghurama, Ramachandra Parandhama. Ramachandra Raghurama, Ramachandra Parandhama. Ramachandra Raghurama, Ramachandra Parandhama. Ramachandra Raghunatha, Ramachandra Jagannatha. Ramachandra Mama Bandhu, Ramachandra Daya Sindhu. Ramachandra Raghuveera, Ramachandra Ranadhira. Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. जय राम जय राम जय जय राम, जी राम जय राम जय जय राम। जय राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम राम। नमस्ते नरसिंहाय, नमस्ते नरसिंहाय, प्रहलाद लाददायिने, हिरण्याकाशीपोर्वक्षः, शीलकङ्कानकालाये, इतो नरसिंहो परतो नरसिंहो, यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहो, बहिर्नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो, नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपद्ये, तव करकमलबरे नाकाम् अद्भुत शृङ्गां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपो तनुभृङ्गाम्, केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे। तव कर कमल बरे नाथा, अद्भुत श्रृंगार दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृंगा, केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा, जय जगदीश हरे, Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare. Keshavadruta Narahari Rupa, Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare. Keshavan Hari Rupa, Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare, Jayo Narasimha Dev, Narasimha Dev, Narasimha Dev, Jayo Narasimha Dev. Jayo Lakshmi Narasimha, Jayo Lakshmi Narasimha, Lakshmi Narasimha, Jayo Lakshmi Narasimha. Jayo Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jai Jai Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. गौर हरि बोल. भक्त विघ्ननाश के नरसिंह देव भगवान की, भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की, बोलो जय श्री राम हनुमान सीता लक्ष्मण की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, निताई गौर हरि प्रेमानंदे. हरि 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 बोल. Hare Krishna. So I thank you all from my heart. Really, really grateful that all of you came to our home, and our home is blessed. We are all blessed by having all of you. Really, Lord Krishna's mercy has come to our home in all your form. Really saying that from my heart. Me and my wife are very grateful that you have chosen to come. Please come again and again. कहते हैं ना जब गंगा आता है पावन करता है, आप सभी लोग का आना घर को पावन कर रहा है. Please. And sorry for the discomfort. I made you all sit like this. Maybe next time I'll see what I can do. Some back support chairs maybe. I don't know. So that we all can have. I could see that some of you are having back problem. I was nicely sitting with the back support here, but it's not fair. So please, thank you for tolerating and nicely, sumptuously have prasadam. And please bless me and my family that we can continue whatever little that we are doing. And also thank Maheshwar Reddy Prabhu that he has come and he is one of the reasons some of us have met also, right? In the Prabhuji and everybody who are going to the Sankataharana Hanuman temple with 3 Lord Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Yeah, so thank you again. Please, let's meet again. So tomorrow morning we'll not have the program in Sankataharana temple. There are other programs planned, but we should go and take darshan of Hanumanji, or wherever you are near to your home. There is a temple, please go. But if you can, please visit the temple there. The temple needs a lot of development, a lot of things to happen, and whatever Lord Ram wishes will happen, right? Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Everybody can sit in a nice row around the room, and we can easily serve you, and one row in between. Yeah, if you can please help us do that.